I will announce it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. Oh, by the way, if you have a Twitter, make sure you send
Mm-hmm.
me because I will.
Oh, I don't use Twitter. I mostly use Instagram, Facebook,
Oh, okay,
everything
okay,
else.
okay, okay, okay,
Not Twitter.
okay.
Should I make an account, you think?
I mean you could, but if you are using those, then let me
Yeah,
know
yeah.
those, and I
Everything
can.
else besides Twitter.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Twitter is good, by the way. I
Uh,
wasn't. I was.
yeah.
I was
Yes.
curious first about Twitter, but it's good for like those people who
Uh-huh.
create stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me refresh my Twitch page. Oh my god, my internet is so slow right now. I'm not sure why.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, it's working if I'm correct. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Yeah, it's working now. Mm. Okay, okay, okay. That's it. That's my original position.
Mm-hmm.
Hölgyek, urak, lehet látni a streamet? Is everything fine with the quality, with the audio? Let us know, please. I know everyone is lurking around this time, or most of you, but yeah, let
Mm-hmm.
us know. Let us know. Please let us know. Um, and after that, we can start. Let us know. Everything is okay? Nice, nice. Thank you, Joati. Okay, so the quality is
So
good. The voice is also good. Okay, I will probably add some voice to you because your voice is good, but like
too low?
uh it's not too low, but sometimes when you say something it's the first
Oh,
word
because
of the first word of yours is low, yeah.
okay, because maybe because I have like this, activation when I say something. If I say something too low, the Discord doesn't
Oh yeah, I
push.
know, I
Maybe
know. The voice
should I
canceling
turn
or
it off?
something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Something like this. Should I turn it off?
yeah. No, it's okay now. It's okay now. I add
Okay.
you to now and it's okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Everything is fine. Nice, nice. Thank you. Ailor File? Am I pronouncing your name right? Thank you, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, DDR. Okay, can we start?
Should I? I think so.
Okay. Okay, okay. So everything is fine. Okay, nice. Okay, so we will start. Let's start. Okay, so welcome everyone to my Dev Life new episode. My today's guest is a music composer, and it's a very special episode of Dev Life because our friend here would like to work in the video game industry, and we met at Pixel Heaven, and I was very obsessed, and I liked and loved her music that he showed me, and I really would like him to succeed. So I'm very honored and very thankful that you have accepted my request as for
No
this
problem. It's
episode and for Dev Life. Yeah, thank you so much, and welcome. And let's start, of course, with a little bit of introduction. Please introduce yourself for us.
okay. Hello. My name is Maciek Urban. I think it's in the title.
Yeah.
My name on social medias is Maciek Mateusz. It's maybe hard to say it in English. I do music on Spotify. I have TikTok. I have some social medias. I started making music like about 5 years ago, but not everything that I composed I put out on the for everyone to see.
But why?
Uh,
Why is that?
why? Why? Because I am a perfectionist and I try to dispose of that, attribute.
I
I
see.
try to I try to not to be as perfectionist because that's why there are only few tracks on my Spotify right now. It would have been It should have been much more of those on Spotify, but yeah, because of my, like everything has to be like sounds. It doesn't sound so well, It doesn't sound perfect or something, and everything was just it just on my laptop here. It's not everything on web, but I'm trying to learn that not everything has to be perfect, because it's better to be heard, right? But
Yeah, and you
it doesn't have to be
sometimes also
perfect.
have to fail in order to learn some new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I learned, like from last few tracks and from like social media posts or from TikToks. That I really had to like make sure that I know how to make TikToks, because it's the anything. I think right now it's a best way to promote yourself on
yeah,
social media,
yeah.
right?
True,
Because
true.
it's the fastest way to
To
reach
grow,
some
yeah, or
to
reach
grow
people.
to reach people that
Yeah,
doesn't know you yet. They have the best algorithms, and also I learned lately that my music video on YouTube made a little bit more views
oh nice.
than before, because I was prepared for, like, this low view, because I know that the algorithms on YouTube are worse on TikTok for new people.
Yeah,
And and there's a paradox, I think it's a good word, that on TikTok it made less views than on YouTube
I
lately.
see.
So
Okay,
just the music video. So YouTube is not that bad after all. That's what I want to say.
I see.
I started learning music, like piano. I started playing piano like
Okay,
since I was like 7 years old.
okay. Was
Then
it
guitar.
like by a choice of your parents, like, or it
You
was
know,
your
when you're
choice?
7 years old, like you're not less as sure about what you want to do. It was
Okay,
first choice. It was a common choice. I don't know how to say this. It
okay.
was it was the choice of my parents and mine in some way. But if I would, if I could make this decision today, I would be. I would be much more sure about this, because then I was, it takes some time. I have to, I can play with my friends. I have to play the piano, but right now I would do everything in my power back then to like do much more, right?
I
I
see.
think I did. I think I did well, because I'm still playing the piano. I still have the ability. I didn't lose it after
Nice.
the few years, but yeah, it was mostly it was the better part of this was on side of my parents, like to to hold me accountable that
I
I
see.
have
I
to
see. I got you.
I have to
Music
exercise
is
and
great,
everything.
so they had a good choice with that.
Great, great.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So the music that I'm playing is like I do some different. I do different genres.
Okay.
I do something of rock, something of pop, something on. Right now I'm working on a like more of a techno track,
Okay.
electronic
How
something
do you choose
sound.
your genres that you are into?
I just listen to some music and I think, yeah, I want to do this, and I do this.
Oh, okay, so you get influenced by other genres
Yeah,
and listening to
yeah.
music. Okay.
Like I listen to a lot of different genres
Okay.
on Spotify.
So you are
Like,
more open-minded, we could say, about music.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's nice.
definitely.
That's
Because
nice.
I started listening to music in like sixth grade of the elementary school, I think it's
Okay.
called. I started to listen to SK Rock. It's a rock radio in Poland.
I see.
I started like getting into lean into the more modern music, like besides the music of my parents, music of my music school.
I see.
So I started listening like to some bands like then I discovered Muse, Franz Ferdinand, I think it was about the time. Then I by the help of my colleague from the next school, I think high school is called in English. I learned about Eminem. That's when I fell
The
in love
true
in.
idols of music, yeah, we could say.
Yes, yeah. I started there listening to more to rap music and to.
Okay.
Um, I tried to experiment in my music and then with like some rap verse. Oh, sorry, rap versus something like mix the genres, right?
Okay.
And then I started listening to I from like 2018, 2017. I get an account on Spotify, and then this was the whole world, of different genres. And every time, every day, every few weeks, I discover a new artist, I discover a new genre, I discover a new
I
sound
see.
that I wanna somehow incorporate in my music, right? But I just like it, so I just like it, so I just yeah, I just you can say that I do what I love, right? So
Yeah,
I just
true.
if I love something, I'm trying to do it in my passion, right?
True, true. Yeah. And how
That's
did it
that's
all
my
started?
introduction.
Thank you for, by the way, for your introduction. And how did it all started? So when was the time when you realized in your life that okay, I now would like to make music, not just listen to the music?
Oh, I started making music when I was just in a music school. I
Okay,
started doing music, like
okay,
like composing some tracks. Since I was like 3 years into the music school,
okay.
I started making some tracks that most of them I forgot already, unfortunately. But I have some note sheets of them somewhere in
Maybe
the
they will be your most famous tracks. Who knows? You
when I
never
found
know.
them,
You
I I,
never
I will
know.
I will release them. Of
Yeah,
course, of course. Maybe we don't know, like, we don't know yet.
yeah.
But I started doing music like some when I was 10 years old, 11 years old.
Okay,
No, not everything was like a full-fledged like composing piece, music piece. But yeah, the first few tracks I think I did on the computer, like
okay.
that I recorded, was in 2017, I think, 16, because there was like the time I finished. I was close to finishing the mm, high school, liceum in Polish. I don't know. So then I thought about what I gonna do after the school, what I'm gonna do in the future, and
I see.
then I downloaded like this, it's not an official version, but of a
It's
of a
okay.
I downloaded. I deleted it yet. Right now, I deleted it. I have a paid version of this program, but yeah, back then it was FL Studio.
Okay,
Yeah, and a few years later, it was during COVID, so it was like harder. But I got into the school of mixing. How to mix properly,
okay.
because it's not just to compose; it's just to mix and master and
Yeah,
and
true,
promote
true.
it. By the way, right? But there are a few etaps from
Building up
how
your crafts,
yeah,
your
how
music.
how you, how you like first is you have to know how to sing, how to write, how to play, how to mix, how to master everything, and you get to have some knowledge. So I started learning, to play the piano. I have some knowledge. I had some knowledge of how to sing, how to
Okay.
use my voice from my music school. But then about the mixing, the mastering, it's a whole other another story, right?
Was it hard to learn
So
those, by the way?
I'm still learning, I'm
Okay.
still learning. It's not that obvious. Yeah, like my tracks right now sound much better than even the track from a year ago, from
Okay.
5 years ago. I had my, this track called, it's on my YouTube, and I don't know if it will be linked somewhere below or something.
Okay.
But
Feel free to send us. Feel free to send us in the chat, and
oh, okay. I'll try to go from my phone.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, so right.
There's also a comment that your voice is hot. No wonder you are a musician.
Thank you. Uh, like I try to find the link,
Okay.
because it's a track that know much better about how it should sound. If I would do it today, if I would do it today,
Were
it
you
would sound
thinking
much
like on
better.
remastering that track?
My girlfriend says it shouldn't be that way, because I should make new tracks, because in a rate of like 2 songs a year, and they're there right now. And if both of those was a remaster, I would remaster and remaster and
Oh,
remaster
true,
all the
true.
time.
That's true.
And
Yeah,
with- and with,
that's a
and with
fair
my
point. Yeah.
and with my perfectionism, I would do the same track by 10 years. I would do deluxe edition
Yeah,
of a
that's
remastered
true.
track.
That's
No,
true. Deluxe,
uh,
deluxe
so
edition.
so I just leave it like it is.
I see.
uh, because it's a starting point, right? you have
Yeah.
to you have to know where you were, and to
What you
learn from that,
achieved.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm just
exactly.
not I'm not trying to erase my mistakes and that's something deleting it. I'm just trying to learn, like,
Yeah.
right? I'm not trying to like make it wasn't that like that. I right now listen to this, not that one. But yeah, like, but no, I think that it should be like it is. 1 second, I have to go
Okay.
to
Yeah. Sure.
chat, I
Sure.
think.
Take your time. Take your
Um,
time.
okay, I think it should work right now.
Yep.
Someone click it and if it works.
Yeah. I already.
Okay, so it's a track called Wiecznie Zmęczony.
Nice.
Always tired in Polish, in English. So yeah, it's a track that has a really nice music video, I think. But that sound like you can't almost hear the vocals in everything
Okay.
because I'm a besides that I'm a perfectionist. I tend to like do a lot of music in my music, so there are lots of strings and bass and guitar and percussion and drums and everything. And when you like do as much sounds in one track and you are just learning how to mix, your vocal gets buried in in everything, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you have do a like few steps back, like
Yeah. I agree.
not you don't need all these tracks. You just need a guitar and maybe a piano and maybe that's all.
I see.
Sometimes.
I see.
So in this track, it's a case of a track that has too much work going on in this, and
Okay.
but the music video is good.
I see. And okay, so as for like writing the songs, like
Mhm.
so what's the most important goal when you write a song? Do you want to
Um,
give a straight message to the listeners,
you
or
know,
is it like more of a like fun side? To have fun when they are listening to your music, or both? How
hmm.
do you feel about that?
No, the main thing about my music is like I need to feel that I wanna do it. Like it's the
Okay,
first thing. Like if I'm not proud of it, if I wouldn't like to listen to it, I don't just
so
don't
you
do
are
it,
the
right?
main listener, we could say.
Yeah,
If you like it,
when I
then
start.
everyone will like it. But I like that attitude. Come on,
No,
I do that
not this
too.
way. Not this way. I think like it's one of uh it's one of more important things that do to like what you do, right?
Okay,
I'm not sure if everyone like it, right? I'm not saying that, but I think when I like what I do, I will be happy about what I do.
okay.
Not everyone has to like it, right? But
Yeah, true, true,
I like
true.
it, and I think some people could appreciate that, right?
Yeah,
That I'm not doing like something like that I don't want to do, that I do just for money, right, or something, right?
yeah,
So I think that's my goal, that just to love what I do, and that's why I do some different genres, right? Sometimes rock, sometimes pop, because I don't want to be like, first of all, I don't want to be like put in a like this category that
category. Yeah, in a
just do
box.
this, and yeah, I wanna I always wanna how is surprise how I want to
Surprise.
always want to
Okay.
surprise people, surprise in my music, that they don't know what to expect from this track. Even like in the middle of track, you had something that's not like this borderline different, but just a little bit different, just spice it up a little bit, right? um just for it to be interesting. I don't want to make boring music, I don't want to make something
What do you
that
consider
everyone knows.
boring music?
Sorry.
What do you consider boring music, like in your
a
opinion?
music a music a music is that just made for you know what to expect, like you heard the first chorus, you know what the second and the third eventually sounds like.
Okay.
You heard the first melody and the rest of melodies in the song is the same, right? So that's what I consider boring music. The other thing about that you can call a boring music, is when you don't feel like, in a voice, in an instrumental, the passion, when you can feel the
Okay.
passion, because you can. I think you can. When
Yeah,
your
I
emotions
agree
go
with
into
you
the
with that.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, when your emotions, like you feel the emotional connection with the track, with a song, with a songwriter, that's it. That's all you need. Because when you don't need, like, I think the bad movie is worse than like just a meh, you know like I think the bad movie is worse than just a okay movie, because the okay movie, for example, uh don't like you don't feel anything from it, like, right? And the same with the music, right? I love like the great albums, but I adore the very good, very bad, right? I just hate the thing I hate in the music is just the music that doesn't make me feel anything, right? Yeah, I think it's the worst.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if you think
just
like these people who made like boring or let's say boring to you or to anyone
just to me,
music,
right?
yeah, like they still have felt something, so they still have been influenced by something, you know, and maybe their message wasn't like um, on a perfection level given to the listeners by their
Mm-hmm.
music, you know. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
they had a very good message or a very good thing to say about their life. For example, they break up with their girlfriends or
Mm-hmm.
friends, or
Mm-hmm.
they had lost their job, or somebody passed away in their life, but they couldn't fit those thoughts into a good music, you know.
Of course, yeah, I agree.
So it's a lack of their, maybe we would say, skill sets or
Mm-mm,
talents,
mm-mm,
I would
no,
say.
yeah, like when I discover some unknown or better for better words, unknown artists in like Polish music, for example, or
Okay.
even foreign music. There are like some things that are that has to be patched up, you know, like that things that needs to be a little bit fixing, a little mix, everything. But you feel the passion in his voice, right? You feel the words that they feel. You connect to these words, like you think, oh, I had the same or similar situation in my life, right?
Yeah,
But
true.
the thing that really makes boring music boring, I think, is the mm, some kind of scare, you know, fear. Sorry, fear. Some kind of fear that I will be judged. You know, I will be. They will judge me, and they will maybe not like it, and that's when you like do the steps back. That when I
You
like go at
lower your
like just like
standards,
this.
we could say.
No, maybe not just lower the standards. You just step back from the feeling of for others to feel the same way as you feel, right?
I see.
So when you don't have this fear, right? When you don't have this fear, you can connect to the real feelings of the listener, right? Because when you just constantly think about what they're gonna say about me, what they gonna are they gonna like it or they're gonna dislike, or they share it with other people, or just they gonna write bad things on the internet about me. That's when you think, I'll go safe. You know, I'll go safe. I don't want to go into like some any conflict or something, right? And that's when it goes boring, I think, and
Okay.
that's what bothers me most. I'm not saying, but I'm not saying that the message is bad. That the mixing is also good. Sorry, if I can go on any tracks specific.
Yeah, sure, sure. Make do that. Yeah.
For example, the newest. Maybe the hate is the wrong word, but it pisses me off. Okay, the new Coldplay song.
Okay.
I love Coldplay. The first album, their first 4 or 5 albums are my favorite. Right, the Milo Sailto is top 10 album of maybe of what I can think about right now. But like the last two and the new song after the 4 years of wait, you know, and they push something like I'm falling in love, something like this. And it just sounds like nothing like Coldplay, you know, nothing like it sounds like everything else, like you heard it 100 times. I'm not saying that they didn't feel this, that they didn't, you know, did it, even that they didn't wanna do this, right? But it just, I feel nothing, right? You know,
Maybe they
it
have
just
burnt
goes.
out also from the music industry or the
That's an
music.
option. That's an option.
Okay.
Maybe they feel like because talked they said it a few times, you know,
Yeah.
that they about their last tour. I think that they wanna scale back the tour because it's not eco enough, you know, ecological.
Yeah.
And they seem a bit tired, I think, from the music, from their
Yeah, but I
way of
mean, for big names like Coldplay, it is a lot of money on stakes and a lot of like
course.
people who are working for them, you know, and it's way harder than for example in the musician, in my opinion, because might not have the drive anymore to make those big hits, you know, because like if you're trying to make your up to the top, then you still have the drive, you know, to make those musics that you like. But if you are, you know, like you said before,
Of
like
course.
correctly, it's a safe play for you and you
Mhm.
know that you're getting money for it and you are the biggest name of, I don't know, the music industry, one of the biggest names, then it's way harder because for example, if you are poor and you're not getting enough money from the music, breakup song will be popular because you pour in all your passion into that music. But if you are
Mhm.
rich, come on, you can order girls from the
Mhm.
internet or anything. You're rich, everyone will
Yeah.
like you because of your money and your talent, and it won't hit that hard that you are making a breakup song, in my opinion. So that's why I think that these people can
So
make
you
boring
so you,
music, in my
so
opinion,
you-
like you said.
so you think it's about more about the audience a bit, so that they
Not
expect.
the audience, it's about like the people who are behind those musicians more. Like
Mhm.
they want them to make this or that type of music. We heard a lot about this stuff in the internet and in the social
Mhm.
media as well, that not the audience, but we could say the publishers of these
Yes, the label.
musicians, yeah, the labels, they wanted them to make some kind of music that was important for
Yeah.
their image or their
No.
portfolio, and they made that song, and it wasn't like sounding that they wanted to, but
Mhm.
it still got a lot of views on YouTube and listeners. So
Of
so
course,
yeah.
it will because it's Coldplay. But I just asked me about boring music, so
Yeah, no, I was just saying that it's true what you were
I,
saying,
I'm
that
not. I get it that when you're on some level, of fame or of everything,
it's
you
way harder,
just.
in my opinion. It's way harder. Like Eminem is
Mhm.
getting judged a lot of times. Like he's going
Oh,
back and forth with his styles, with
mhm.
Slim Shady and the new style of him. And he when he released
Well,
new songs, new albums, and he wasn't into Slim Shady anymore. He changed
mhm.
his style. He was judged by it, and he even had some written parts of the song, some verses where he stated that, okay, fuck those who
Mhm.
don't like me being a new person, and now he
Mhm.
got back to Slim Shady again, after a lot of years.
and
So
and
it's hard. It's
and,
hard.
he still gets hate right now
Yeah,
because he
but
right now he doesn't know what to do, so he gets back to these roots.
yeah, and true,
Uh,
and like you were saying that, in my opinion, everyone cares about the audience. So it's in my very honest opinion, nobody is a person who doesn't care about their audience, especially if you
mhm.
go big. It gets way harder. They just pretend not to care because they have to not care, because
Mhm.
of course,
Mhm.
if you have, I don't know, a million views per day, it's way harder to care every comments, read every comments, and care about every comment. but
Mhm.
but still, you
Mhm.
will you will find a lot of hate on the internet on love, and it cannot affect you as a musician, as a creative mind, in my opinion, at least, of course,
Mhm.
because it will
Uh,
affect your music. Even if I think, even if people like your music, it also can affect in a very bad way, because you can think of yourself, okay, I'm perfect now, but it's not true. Like, you can always
mhm.
develop yourself. Like you were
Mhm.
telling me that it's good to fail, and I totally agree with you on that. So yeah.
Mhm. I think that the bigger artists, the biggest artists on this planet, have have to feel some have to feel something like about some kind of insecurity in about the music,
Yeah.
because they are so big that they can't fail their audience,
Yeah, true.
right? You're talking about this, right?
True,
Like
true.
they have to think about what they will say, but
Yeah.
still,
They're
I
more
can think.
responsible, we could say, for their
Of
craft.
course, I can think of an artist that does his best after all these years that I've like 20, 30 years in music industry, that he still does the same, that his music still does the same thing, that do the same things for me as it was in the beginning. But I don't listen to them as much. Maybe just it's just me. Like I like I said, I think I can't use the word hate for this, but I noticed that they released a track, right, and I just don't listen to it anymore.
Yeah.
Right? I gave it a one listen and no more, right? Um, it just doesn't like what, like, as a listener, as a not as a musician for me, but as a listener, what should I do? Like I see that my most favorite band on the world, Coldplay, releases a song, and I don't like it. And should I feel this kind of respect for them that they still do music, or I just don't like it?
Yeah, true, true.
You know, it's not a like this kind of the award ceremony. I'm just sitting in my bus or taxi, I'm just listening to music on
Yeah,
my
true,
phone,
true,
and I just don't like it, and I swipe, and then stop, and then go with my life,
true,
go on, right? So I just think about this when from a listener perspective, right? If it's not interesting for me, it doesn't matter if it's Coldplay or
true,
it's
true.
a
I agree.
Maciek
Yeah,
Mateusz or anything. If you don't like it, you just don't listen to it, right?
yeah,
So
true.
I respect as a musician the bigger artists that they still do the music uh, after all these years. It's great, but as a listener, like I I I think I don't have to care, you know.
No, it's true.
As a
It's true.
listener,
But I mean, it's it's very similar as we discussed with a lot of developers that were on my
okay.
show. I think that those people who consume music or games or movies, um, as a listener or as a person who watches movies on or plays games, they are
Mhm.
like you said. Most of them don't care about seeing behind the curtain, and I think that might be the case that people can be too judgy and too harsh about their judgment on the internet.
Mhm.
Like when it's a hate train or cancel culture
Mhm. Of
starting
course, of
towards
course.
a musician, for example, if you stay at
Mhm.
music industry, then people I think cannot see behind the curtain. And
Oh,
and
that's what we spoke about a bit on a pixel, right?
Yeah, true, 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 true. Yeah, and my problem might be that of course if you just say okay, I don't like it as a person on the bus
Mm-hmm.
listening to it, it's not a
Mm-hmm.
problem because it won't affect them or their audience. But if people
Mm-hmm.
like start getting to make hate on the internet.
Oh, and I don't condone it. I don't
Yeah,
approve it.
yeah, no, no, I was just making this part because I think it's
Yeah.
this part is very important to discuss because like I can see that in every like industry nowadays, with the creators like being hated so much that, for
Mm-hmm.
example, they choose another genre to be in as a musician, or they change their I don't know portfolio and make into other things and not music. They get
Mm-hmm.
so many hate that some of them might step back from that industry that they were in like
Mm-hmm.
for 10 or
Yeah.
20 years, and it's a bad thing. Like okay, have your opinion at your own pace or own house or own flat or at the bus like you said, but
I,
don't make people feel bad about it. Or if you do, then tell them like for example, yeah, like you told us that okay, boring
mm-hmm.
music for me is boring because blah 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 blah, and you tell them, and that
Okay,
will
not
be the
just because
case.
it's boring. That right? Like not this case.
Yeah,
It was the thing I think with mm, I forgot the name. The guy from Double Fine.
yeah,
That
yeah,
he
yeah,
made
exactly, yeah,
Monkey Island, right?
yeah.
It was something like this, right? How is it? Ron?
Not Tim Schafer. Tim Schafer.
No,
Not Tim Schafer.
not the CEO or like it's like, but the guy that made Monkey Island Adventures,
I
the new
cannot
one.
recall his name. Okay, I cannot recall his
Okay,
name.
can I Google it?
Yeah, sure, sure. Make sure.
So that was the case that when he Monkey Island, you um, he showed some trailer, and the Return to Monkey Island, I think it was
Yeah, that
it
was
was
the
the
newest one. Yeah.
the newest one, right? And he showed the trailer, and the manager of this project, he was called Ron Gilbert,
Ron
right?
Gilbert. Yeah, yeah.
Ron Gilbert, right? And he showed it has a vastly different artistic style than the first few parts
Games. Yeah,
of the series, first few games of the series. And this one was just such a like different style that when he like released the trailer was with like, look what we're doing, I'm so proud of it, and everyone hated him so bad that he said something like, I won't release any new material up to the release of this game because why if you're just gonna hate everything what I do just
yeah.
because it's a
True.
different style.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't you
True.
don't think about the writing, the music, everything. You just don't like style, and he got so much hate, like for the trailers, for the pictures that he. No, I'm not gonna do it, right?
Yeah,
And there are many like things. There are many cases of this, uh,
yeah,
for sure. That's one of the biggest ones I can remind. So yeah, so it's
yeah.
a thing that we shouldn't judge as harsh because after all, it's just our opinion.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can never
So,
know what is going on in others' heads. So, or
of
we
course.
might know it, or we might feel, of course, through these messages and these
Mhm.
crafts as people are making. It's just, we are still won't be
We
100%
are still a
sure.
people. We're still everyone. We are still a people. Everyone. Besides the screen, behind the mic, uh,
True.
the one with the headphones on. Everyone. We are still a people. So
True.
we shouldn't
True.
like hate everyone because we just don't like something, right? Like
Yeah.
it's yeah. It shouldn't be like that.
Okay,
Like,
let's change the topic. Let's go
yeah, of
into
course.
your life again. So what about games? What about games? How games
How games? How games? Oh, okay.
games
So it's a different topic.
started in your life as a
So
hobby and
once again from my childhood, I think that I had like my cousin liked to play
okay.
a lot of games, like mostly FPS. But my other colleague, my cousin is in lower part of I don't know how to call it in Polish. Lower part of the Poland, and it's on the south. Okay, and I had a colleague in Warsaw. That's the second one
Okay.
that played more strategic games. From the colleague in Warsaw, when I was like 6 or 7 years old, I think maybe even younger. He had a PS2. We played some NFS, Need for Speed 2,
Nice.
some Quidditch World Cup. The best memories I have from my childhood from a gaming is like the Quidditch World Cup, right?
Yeah, true, true, true.
That didn't have any release, and it can be bought anywhere right now.
Yeah.
And my heart, I'm thinking about buying PS2 and like and buying this game. It will be probably like it will probably cost me like few thousand zlotys because it's so hard to get.
Yeah.
But the best memories I have from this like 5-6 years old gaming like say memories was from playing with him the Quidditch World Cup. And he also showed me the Heroes 3 and all the classics,
Classic games,
Heroes of
yeah.
Might and Magic 3
Yeah.
that I'm playing even today.
Nice.
What else? Can I show you the boxes? I have
Yeah,
it
true,
right.
true, true, true. Yeah, go for that. Yeah.
Okay, so here I am. Uh, there are just a few boxes because the rest is in my parents' house. But the first, my game collection.
Pure. Nice.
Sorry,
Pure. I know that game,
yeah,
yeah.
the
I have it
pure
on
is the
PS3,
game.
by the way. I played that one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I was looking for this because it was one of my memories from the later, just like when I was like 10, 11 years old. This was the game that my colleague from the school had, and I couldn't find it anywhere because it was like the the thing we should discuss like later before after that is
Okay.
about the delisting Steam games or delisting games from any other store because I have some harsh words about this.
Okay.
But yeah, because of that, I couldn't get it anywhere else besides the CEX
Yeah.
we buy. So
CX,
this
yeah.
is yeah, you know this because
Yeah,
there
true,
was
true,
some like.
true. I was there too.
So
It was my first time because it's not in Hungary. It's only in England and at your place in
oh yeah.
Warsaw too. Yeah.
Tak, yeah, Marszałkowska. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the game that I bought like for I think 10 zlotys.
Nice.
10. This was a good deal because it's a very like it's a CD. It plays well. The game that I think it's from my colleague that I'm talking right that I spoke just a minute ago, that he showed me the Heroes 3, right? It's
Nice.
a different copy because I think I bought it later because the one that I got the first time, I think someone borrowed it and didn't ever return. Because yeah, I get him because it's a good game, but he didn't return my game, so I bought it once again.
I see.
So if someone like I think that everybody knows that, but if someone doesn't know that, he
Yeah,
should
it's a
play
very,
this.
very known
Right,
game.
right.
Yeah.
right now. But the game that I got from my what would be next? Everything thinks,
The mystery,
but
like in your music.
mhm, no one expects.
Yeah,
But the game that I played with my colleague in Warsaw, it was like no, I think I was 10 years old, 11 years old. Was this one, and
nice.
it can I think it's a few discs, this few disc edition, right? So
The good old
have
times where there were discs for PC
yeah,
games.
so you have one disc, you have different disc, you have
Yeah,
different disc, four
I
discs.
miss those
Uh,
times where PC had discs for these
yeah,
games. Yeah.
I think maybe he doesn't watch this, but if you do, I didn't return your game for 6 years because I think he forgot about it already. But yeah, I played this. Like I remember that the first time that I installed it, it was like Saturday, like about 10 a.m. And then it was like 6 p.m. and I was still playing this. I just forgot that time,
Yeah.
time passes, and I just played this
But hey,
a
that's
lot.
what we like about games, playing games, right?
Yeah, this is the best RPG from like before like Witcher 3. I think it was the best, one of the best
Yeah,
RPGs um, that you
great
could
game.
play. And I don't even like Star Wars that much. I just love this game. That's how the good games. That's how good this
True,
games was.
true.
The other thing is, I think, yeah, it's the name of my colleague here. This is another colleague from elementary school. He didn't. I'm the same. Those are good games, but I think I should call him tomorrow and just return him.
I
Return.
reminded you, see? We did good.
I return him his this after like 15 years. Call of Duty 4, like the FPS that I played like for next, like I think it's one of the best Call of Duty games.
Yeah,
Like the Modern Warfare, like original Modern Warfare, right?
yeah.
So Łukasz, if you watch this, I should call you probably. Uh, yeah. The other thing that my colleague from and those are the OG games that my colleague like when I was 5 6 years old showed me. One of those. Actually, he bought this for one of my birthdays. I think I was like 8 years old, and he bought me two games. This was the first one.
Oh, nice.
It's an
Strategy game.
unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strategy game. If I can show you, it doesn't look very good. You can see anything, but yeah, this is the one of my wow. I played it for like 10 years. Like if I got here in my laptop the CD like disc reader, I would play it right now. Maybe after, but I don't, and I just hold it, to my memory
Just a
because
memory,
I
yeah.
won't I won't I won't ever sold it. I won't ever sell it. Never, never ever. This is the game that has like this very epic music those are just like the chants, like like the music for sailors. I don't know how to say it.
Chant songs, if I'm correct, yeah.
Chants, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sailor songs,
So
yeah. Or
those are like just
shanties, shanties.
shanties on a MIDI on a like 16. I don't know. It's a very low quality, but it makes like such a like good vibe of this that you think that, oh, I'm conquering the world. The game is about, you know this game.
Yeah, I played it as a kid.
Okay, yeah.
The
So
series is it's still going. Like they released the new episode in like
the
one
parts like
year. The
the new games.
Anno series.
Yeah, but like this is the OG one,
I
right?
know, I
Like
know,
this
I
is the
know.
the only
I'm
one that
just saying that
counts.
it's still popular
Yeah,
nowadays.
the series is right still on, but
Yeah,
I had some newer games and they didn't like feel much like at all like this
yeah,
one. So this is the game and this had like this very epic Polish dubbing. Like this was just like one speaker, like one person, but it was like, właśnie podbito twoją wyspę, something like this, and like it was very very like I still remembered it, and I really adore it. I really adore it. The games in this series, it was like series extra classica, and not it extra classica. It was by what didn't you know, CD Projekt. I don't know if you can see it.
yeah.
So CD Projekt Red, we know from watch Witcher series, right?
Witcher, yeah.
But
Cyberpunk.
back in I think 2003, they were like for a long time the publisher, not the Not a developer, right?
Yeah,
Just a
yeah,
publisher.
yeah,
And they had this series Extra Classica that was like the best games from 90s era, right?
yeah.
And the second one is
Mystery again.
Baldur's Gate 2
Nice,
and
nice, nice, nice.
Battlefront. So I remember this when I got this. I think such a nice cover, and he told me, okay. First of all, we should sit, and I will show you everything. And when I was like 7 years old, I didn't know nothing about this game. You know, like how to get this build of this person and equipment, everything, and how to mm, cast spells and everything. And he showed me, okay. I will show you. The first fight is very hard, so I will do it for you. And he like did it like for 5 more hours of the story, and I didn't know what to do because he already like played 5 more hours for this game, and I didn't want to start from the 6th hour of the game.
I
So then
see.
I put it down. But I played like few years ago. I
Yeah,
started
those are
playing it.
hard games, but those are also great
Those are
games.
those were. Tho- Can I show you more games, or we're
Yeah,
out of
sure,
time?
sure, sure. Do that.
Because
Sure.
because because I okay, maybe I'll tell you something. Because back then there were also I was a very big fan of this magazines. You know,
Yeah.
CD Action, Komputer
Do
Świat,
they
Komputer
still
Świat.
make magazines at your country?
Only the CD Action, I think, and it's already became from the 1 month every month. It's every 4 months, so it's very sad.
At least you
Uh,
have magazines. Now here in Hungary we do not have like
no, you know,
real paper magazines about video
I think
games, sadly.
I think it's the last one. There were like I think 10 of them, and it's the last one, and became every 4 months. And the Pixel is the other one, like the Pixel.
Yeah.
So I think it's all. And in the Computer Świat gry and the CD Action, there were like games that
He also had this demo disc here,
on this
if
on
you
the CDs.
remember.
No, not demo. Like these
Oh.
CDs that were full games. Full
Oh,
games.
okay. I didn't know that. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
because
So
yeah. True, true, true. At our place in here in Hungary, they sold full games as well with PC Guru and GameStar. So yeah, yeah.
I
But
will
I was
show
a
you this game.
console guy around that time, so I
Uh-huh.
wasn't into PC that much that time because I switched from PC to console. So yeah.
I will show because there
Yeah,
were
sure,
like
sure.
this classic like Icewind Dale and the Icewind Dale was also
But
good.
it's
It's the
great
thing.
that you have kept this collection of magazines and games. It's a great.
Magazines they like they paper, so they a bit like filled out. I don't know, they a bit worse right now to read because their paper is like rusty and everything. But I have something that you don't know what it is, but it's very, I think it could be very pricey in Poland because it's a, this like kids short, it's a rickshaw
Not sure what
dog.
what is that.
I don't know how to call it. It's a Polish like old 80s, old 70s kids cartoon,
Okay.
like very very old.
I might have
And
heard it because, like I said, I told you before, I know Russian too. But
okay, I'll show you
okay,
the
yeah,
cover. Maybe even you know it. Okay.
okay, go for that.
And the thing is that it's it can't be bought anywhere
Okay,
because the publisher like backed off because they didn't have the right like license everything, right? We know this.
okay,
And it wasn't ever on Steam or any other platform, so it's just available here. So sure.
nice.
Okay, I think that it will be enough.
All the collection.
I don't wanna make it the
No,
full
it's
interview
great.
like
It's great.
about
I mean, I
my
love your
game.
passion about games too. I'm
Okay,
I'm a collector myself too, so I can totally
okay,
relate to
okay.
that.
Great, thanks. I'm happy that you see interested.
I have
So
big boxes here too, so it would take a lot of time to show everything, that I have
yeah,
collected.
but I just have this like one shelf because the rest is on Steam and everywhere. But the thing that about I'll come to the Rexha game. Maybe I'll start from this. So the Rexha is it's a Rexha and Capitan Nemo.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't know this. You know this like dog. You know this cartoon? No. Okay.
I
Only
might have
we
seen
have,
it. I'm not sure.
because it's from and you can see
Interesting.
it right now.
Okay.
It's from the studio Idem Media, and just a year ago, I noticed that Idem is the media, you know. Idem Media is the media from the back, no, from the end. Idem Media.
Okay.
I didn't know this, and this was the trick about this name after all these years ago, and I was just too young to know this. But anyway, it's the game that this is the game I think that mm, I grew with, and this is the game that a lot of happens. A lot happens in this game. There are
Okay.
like more strategic levels. There are like levels from like speaking, like you just talk with the characters. There are like action elements. There's everything, And I think that's why I incorporate that much in my music, because I grew on the games that they just you don't get boring
Yeah, I
while
got
playing,
your point.
right?
I got your
And
point. You should
maybe
stream
this
these games, by the way. You should make videos about these games.
maybe
Yeah, people
because
will
the
love
thing
that, especially
the thing
those who are not from your country. I think that they would love it.
maybe the game is okay, because the funny part about these games, I just reminded myself, because oh because all these games had these little like books.
Yeah,
And what I mean by that, they
manuals.
had, for
Yeah.
example, no, not the manual, like the
Oh,
manuals, right? But a special thing about the manual is that it had the manual right here, right, here, and not in the I think not in this game, but there are like different manuals from the this is the fifth game in this series, and the one and two up
okay.
to fourth had these manuals, and this is from the other games, Rekshi Czarodzieja, sorry, Rekshi Czarodzieja, I mean, no, Rekshi Vehicle Czasu, like a Rekshi and a time machine, right? So it is the one. This is a really good one. This is, I think, the best one from the series, and it had, they didn't know how to prevent the piracy. They didn't know how to know for sure that you don't piracy the code, the game. So you had something like code dostępu, and the code is just in the like first hour of the game. You had this like, oh, stop, you have to enter the code, and you didn't know the code unless you had the manual. So if you get the pirated from like web from online, or you just borrowed it from someone, but you didn't get the manual, you
Yeah.
couldn't play. You couldn't play nothing more.
Yeah.
You just have to put those characters one by one. So
Nice.
I didn't notice this anywhere else. And yeah, those were the other codes. Yeah, this is like, it's
I'm telling you, you should stream those games and you should make videos about them.
this is the good series. If you don't know this, you should play this, but I don't know where, because you can't buy it right now. So yeah, the other thing is
The
the game
characters
from my
are like similar to Sam and Max adventure games, if you know those series.
I love the series,
Yeah.
because the first Sam Max was only the first season had the Polish dubbing with two very known actors. It was Wojciech Mann and Radosław Boberek. You don't know this, but
Okay.
the
I
first
will
one is
Google
the
it.
very.
So
Of course you should, because and the thing about the first season of Sam Max was that it had a Polish dubbing, and it was very funny, and it was all that I needed to know. And it was, the full version came with the one of the, like I said, one of the CD Action magazines. The
okay.
whole first season with the dubbing.
Nice.
So I thought, my father knows, my dad knows the Wojciech Man. He knows the Warriors of Berek. Maybe he would like to play with me, and we played, the first whole season of the Summon, the Summon Max, the from the Telltale games, right? Not
Yeah,
the
Telltale
like.
games. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it had a very good dubbing, and the music. Oh, and the music. I told you about Pixel Haven, about the music of Grim Fandango,
Yeah.
maybe. And the other one is the Summon Max. My God, the Office, the Office track, like it's 4 minutes long, and it's, I had this. I won't be larking,
More boxes.
but but when we didn't, well, back in the ages when we didn't have the Spotify, like 2011, 2010, and right after the release of the Summit Max, we had some, like this OST, right, on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
The soundtrack to the game. So I used to download this and put it on CD, and I just wanted to show my parents and show yeah, mostly my parents, the good part of the games. Just like the
Did
wasting
they
time.
liked it? Like, did they
They
understand your
loved
passion?
it. They loved it. They loved the Summit Max music, the Green Fandango music. We listened so many times to the Green Fandango OST during like the road trips where we were going when we were going somewhere. Green Fandango's Summit Max, and there was like this very old game like the Chronicles of Narnia. Narnia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like
About
this.
the movie?
Chronicles of
From
Narnia.
the movie, about the movie,
Yeah,
yeah?
no. Not the like this one. You think Equine was right, but not the OST from the movie, but from the game
From
based
the
on the
game,
movie.
yeah.
And it was like this is the cheap game. That was made like just to cash on the success of the film of the movie.
Yeah.
But it had the different soundtrack, and this soundtrack not from the movie, but because it's weak. But the soundtrack from the game is wow. It's the first thing when you like play the game, it opens with the menu and with the snow falling and everything, and you feel like this. And everything, the strings come in, and you just feel the winter in your like the good part of the winter, like the sunny winter, like not the cold,
Christmas
like
winter, we could say.
something like this, and you just I don't know how to find this music anymore because it's not on YouTube, and then I
It is
sold this
not?
game some years
It
ago.
is not?
I think not. I think not.
Okay.
Maybe I'll check. If it is, I will.
I think it should be. It's not that old game. Like,
yeah, but
it's from the
it was
PS3 era, if I'm correct, because I played it too.
maybe PS2, but
Or PS2?
I think
Yeah, it has a PS2 part, yeah. And maybe they ported to PS3, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I should check. Maybe I'll check with you because if it is,
Just checking the comments.
Chronicles of Narnia soundtrack, Narnia OST. But when I type in the Chronicles of Narnia movie OST, like OST just comes from the movie. But I mean the game.
But you can Google it by the game, yeah.
Oh, I think it is. I think it wasn't there. One second, I just have to check. How to? Because I'm connected to the Discord. Okay, so I think it's this. So I will send it to Twitch. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So right now, I found out that the Narnia soundtrack is on YouTube, so I will play it later. To my
Somebody's
sleep.
saying stream is lagging. The stream is lagging?
Seriously?
I'm not sure if it's lagging or not. Is it lagging, guys and girls? We will stop them for a second. Is it lagging? I'm watching back the comments now. Yeah, so everyone, if I'm turning my head this side, that's why, because I'm watching the comments on my right side. But is the stream lagging? Please let me know. The stream is fine for now. Thank you, Ogba. No, okay, thank you. Bye. Hi, everyone, by the way. Hi. Usually, like I always said, I'm reading comments here and there, but of course, at the end of the stream, we can answer to everything. Okay, thank you for that.
Okay, everything is right. Everything's right.
It is. Thank you.
Because my TV that I had you on, I have you on that just turned off. I'm not sure. Just let me give me a second.
Thank you.
Okay, it's fine on my side.
Yeah, it's fine on my side too. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, let's continue.
Great. So, like about the OST from the Chronicles of Narnia, but the game, not the movie, it's very good. And when we back to the Summit Max, I really love this. I love this series. I think they should continue this, but they just went with The Walking Dead. Then 4 seasons.
Yeah, The Walking Dead. Yeah, exactly.
We played with my girlfriend the first whole season. It was like, whoa, what an experience! What's this? And we were crying by the end. When the
thing happened without spoilers.
The thing at the ending, and then the second season came in, and we played the one episode, and it's like, it's not as like
It's starting very
engaging, you know.
slowly, in my opinion. Like all the other
Start slowly.
seasons from season 2 and season 3, they start very slow, but I think
Mhm.
they're great seasons. I played through those as well. I think that their ending also hit that hard, like the first one. It's just way
Okay.
different, like in way different ways. So if you haven't played it, you
Okay, so I
should.
give it another
You
chance.
should, yeah.
I will finish it. But the thing is that I love the other one thing that I love from the same studio from Sam Max.
And also,
Is
Wolf Among
the
Us is a great game from
and
Telltale.
I wanted to say this. I wanted to say
Yeah,
this. I
had a
want to
great
say
ending, had a mindfuck ending, a mysterious ending.
The Wolf Among Us is we played the first season of The Walking Dead, and I told her, you know what, the second game that I never finished because I don't know, I started it like a few times and never finished this,
Did you
is
know
The Wolf
that the
Among Us.
story is based on
Based on
actual
a
comic
comic.
books? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was so pumped when they released the trailer for the second game, and it's when 2024. We don't have the details still,
I think
so
it's
I'm not
going
sure.
to be another year for them, in my
Oh,
opinion. Yeah,
yeah,
because
I
they
hope because
stated something on their Facebook website, if I'm correct, like months
okay,
ago.
because because the studio, the Telltale Games was like bankrupt at some time, and
Yeah, they had
they
some
were
issues.
bought by some other studio, and I hope they will finish this because I can't
Me
wait
too.
for
Me
the
too.
like
Yeah,
I can't wait another 10 years for for this story to continue.
yeah.
So Doof Among Us, Summit Max, Grim and Fandango, like those are the very good soundtracks in the games. Uh, yeah. So about this, I just finished this and
Okay,
because
yeah.
I just reminded.
And don't
So that
forget
other
your
game,
Steam listings because you told me that we were be discussing those. You told me something
about
about
what?
Steam listings. You had an issue.
Steam listings. Ah, yeah, like the listing the taken down from the store.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so in a
Don't
second.
forget that. Yeah.
So the other thing that I played a lot
Nice,
of my, you
nice.
know this.
Yeah, we have that as well in Hungary. Yeah.
Okay, so this is like this very rusty and it's very like a bit damaged, but it's the game. It's the game.
Probably we
It's
had
not.
the other one that you showed me before too. I'm just not sure because
Okay.
one of my viewers who is also Hungarian speaking viewer as mine or
Mm-hmm.
mine, he also told me that the Hungarian name of that game that you showed me. So
Okay.
probably there was a Hungarian version of it. Yeah,
Maybe because it's in maybe it was in Europe released. Maybe I don't know.
maybe.
I didn't know this about this. So the other thing is that in Polish it's a krecik.
Yeah, but this one
Uh,
was definitely in Hungary as well. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because it's a Czechia, Czech, Czechy. To say
There
this.
is also like
Uh,
an animated TV
yeah,
series
yeah, there was a
from
TV
this
series,
character.
television.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So this is the game that because I had some, this like this angry phase of mine, like after the high school that I just sold my old games that I didn't want to know. Like, I wanted to be older, they adult. So
that was a mistake.
I sold many of my
That was a
childhood
mistake.
games.
Yeah,
Not those to be like luckily, but this my mother like kept like took me this and like she will say like someday you will understand why. Like so, yeah, this is a good game because if I had like bought like if I had sold this like back then, I would be really really sad right now
yeah.
because it's like a memories and everything. This was the Idem Media studio from the from the Rexha from the other one. They had this also the Smok Wawelski series. This is the other cartoon and the books for kids in Polish in Poland. And they had like this game that there was like the teleturniej, like the TV show, like mm, they had the questions and there were like four
Yeah, yeah,
participants,
I know that.
and then they had this like the Smugglewski, but in the TV show formula.
Okay.
No, like, and you could like you had this like etaps from like moments when you could sell someone like points or something like this. It was very like full fleshed, and I sold it. Like I don't know why. Like I just check it on YouTube and it's nowhere to even if there are like few games from the media that could be downloaded right now, like illegally. or maybe not illegally, because you can buy them anywhere anyway. So, but the Smogowelski teleturniej, like the TV show, let's say, is nowhere to be like bought or get. Like there are like few minutes from this on YouTube, and that's all.
It's pretty much same for like the Among Us collection, if you know those games, Pooch Pooch and Freddy the Fish. It's also like games were for kids, like they were also
Uh-huh.
adventure games, and it's very interesting because those games were nowhere to be found. But then recently, like they had an updated version for Steam and
Oh,
also for consoles. So I think that these
maybe.
companies keep in mind that they would like to like have those games again. It's just
Mhm.
probably some of the companies like are not you
You
know
know, Ida Media like
existing anymore
lost the licensing rights for direction,
for
so
that. Yeah, yeah.
maybe that's
But
why.
it's very interesting to see that all these companies cared more about making games for especially for kids and to
And
have
they were so good.
teachings in it. Like I remember like a lot of Disney games had these teachings in those, like
Mhm.
teach you the numbers or teach you the letters, etc.
Mhm.
And nowadays games don't have these options. Like there are no games for especially just kids, okay, let's say
Mhm.
without shooting, without killing anyone or something like that. And it's
Mhm.
good to see that these games had those times where, okay, you're just
Mhm.
a kid, you don't have to see blood
Mhm.
on the screen, you don't have to kill anyone to
Mhm.
enjoy fun. I mean, I get it. Like I grew up on playing GTA too, but before that,
No,
I
yeah.
also had these games that you showed me as well,
But you
adventure
know
games.
the thing about the Rexio games, they're just very very funny, and they're like just
Yeah, true.
just a little bit like a Pixar movies. You know, they're for
Yeah, true.
adults and they're for the kids.
True, true,
So
true.
I would really like gladly play them the Rexio games over any like child games nowadays. You know,
Yeah,
the
true.
Rexio games are just so funny, just an entertainment. You know, like not the harmful one, but just a very clever
Yeah,
one.
true. No, I'm
They
not
like
saying
very
they are bad. It's just
no no
interesting to see that these companies cared more about the
yeah
actual
yeah
direction for just for
quality.
kids, and yeah, and the quality and making games just for kids. They
Mm-hmm.
separated the whole like era and
Mm-hmm.
the whole production for making games for adults and kids. And
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, I think it's like it's not that much of a separation for just kids
Mm-hmm.
or just like their parents
Mm-hmm.
or adulthood. Yeah.
Like no, they were like for sure like just at the first glance like a kids game, but you know, I as an adult I would enjoy them as much, not just from like by
Yeah,
the
true,
like you
true,
know
true, true, true. It's very similar like for animation based movies. Like,
yeah
yeah.
yeah like
Okay.
Spider-Man, like the newest Spider-Man series from the
Yeah.
Sony is very
Yeah.
very good for everyone.
Yeah.
And this is the case of the CD Action.
Okay.
This is the logo CD Action game. Here you have the nailed Might and Magic Heroes of Might and Magic 5, right here, the full game.
Nice.
And yet some other games. There were a lot of those. A lot of those. For example, you know Far Cry 2?
Yeah, true. Of course. I
It
liked
was here.
third part more, but
It was here in the CD Action.
nice.
Just like in the 13 zlotys, you had the Far Cry 2 Magica, I mean, and like over 40 games of indie games.
Nice.
For example, Card Life. You know Card Life?
Yeah.
The one that you can buy anywhere like right now.
Nice.
I found some version from
I'm
this,
telling
and
you, you have to stream these games one day. That would make a
the Card Life.
blast.
Yeah, the Card Life is a game that's it's a very depressing one, but I think it's everyone should play this just to know, just to just to respect more the everyday people, you know,
Yeah.
the struggles of everyday
These
people.
games are
The
very
other games
nice
are
because giving messages to the people, like we discussed
yeah
before. Yeah.
yeah. Rexio UFO, Rexio Czardzieje, other parts of these games. I didn't have as much space for the boxes, so I had this like this you know
Case.
case. This is the oh yeah Icewind Dale here. I can no it you see Icewind Dale Gold right from the computer shot gry. Stronghold Deluxe right, very good
Nice.
game. Seems to and the Prince of Persia. um, this is the game that nobody knows. I think Cold Zero last.
I know that one.
Know this?
Of course.
Oh, I finally met someone that knows
Old
this
school
game.
game, old school game. Come on.
Old school game, very good. Like the Hitman, but like
Yes,
very like
sir.
from the
Those who are
isometric.
playing Hitman series, they don't know that there were many good games before that. Yeah.
There were for sure. Um, Mój brat niedźwiedź is from like the Brother Bear.
Brother Bear, yeah.
It doesn't play. I can run it on my laptop anymore. I think I was playing this on Windows XP, and right now it's not compatible. It's very sad. Oh, you know what I had, because the Rexio series goes for around like every game is like for around 100 to 200 zlotys on Allegro.
Mhm.
You know, on this eBay or something like this.
Yeah.
And I have, you know what I have here? You know what I have here? I have the Middle Earth Battle for
Oh my god, okay. I'm trying to get that. I'm not sure
the
for how many
Battle for Middle
years.
Earth 2
Okay.
and the DLC. In the
Nice.
DLC,
Nice. That's a rare one. That's a very rare
which,
one, yeah.
that's a rare one. That's a
Yeah, I
rare one.
know
Thank you,
that. I know that.
the Middle Earth, and the case that it's even like that the price should be even higher because it's in Polish.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's in Polish, so everyone can get it in English.
But they
and
have
everything.
English dubbing at Polish version too, right? So they have both
Yeah,
languages.
yeah,
If I'm
but
correct.
it was Polish, because when you like download it right now, you could try to like illegally, because this for everyone to know, this also this you can't buy anywhere right now because
Yeah, I know that.
of licensing.
A lot of
Because
people
it
are
was the
sad that this game is
EA.
not on Steam. So
It's not,
yeah, I know that.
because it was the Lord of the Rings and from EA. Right now, the Lord of the Rings series goes to Warner Bros. So that's why.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good
It's
games.
very
And this is,
pricey on eBay. I can tell you that. I saw that. I'm still trying to secure my copy because I played a lot of it. I was just
yeah,
dumb
this is the,
to sell it
mm,
when I was a kid. So I made that mistake
you
too.
know,
I sold some of my games when I was a kid. I didn't know that it
yeah,
could.
we all did this mistake.
Yeah, agreed.
I
Yeah.
somewhere I someday I found on my like the mall next to me. They have like this garage sale. I don't know how to say this.
Yeah,
They just
exactly.
put everything on the floor,
Yeah.
and I found the first Battle for Middle Earth, but the first part, the
Okay.
first game, for around like 300 zlotys. I was. Isn't it a little bit too much, knowing that I could sell this, for example, for 1,000 zlotys? But no, it's very rare. But I wouldn't like buy this and sell this and not like just again, because I just have like a few fond memories of the first Middle Earth, first Battle for Middle Earth game, because I played it's at some like of my colleague's house, like I was like 11 years old, and I didn't ever played it again. So I would really like to, if someone in the chat could sell me a Middle Earth copy. That'd be great. The other one, like this is the full throttle, because this is
Oh,
the
nice.
full throttle, but the like OG version, because there were in my where my grandparents lived on Mazury. It's in north of the Poland.
Okay.
There were like a few different like very weird stores that had just games, like for the 20 zlotys, and that's where I found the Grim Fandango. Grim Fandango like OG one, just with the Polish, but the Polish subtitles for like 18 zlotys, I think. It's a good deal. I read about a lot of this. I read a lot about this in the CD Action, yeah. And then I played it, and I was playing like the full holiday in my grandparents' house in
Nice.
Grim Fandango. And this is the other one. This is I got it for 25 zlotys, right? The like blue version, and this is from the same studio. For everyone that don't know, and this is the Robin Hood Legenda Sherwood, Legend of Sherwood. So this is the game that was like the Commandos, style. You know the Desperados. You know this game, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for everyone, I'm just like a brief depiction of what it is for everyone. So this is the Robin Hood game that was like the Desperados 3. Desperados 3 like that was released a few years ago. It was like from the same studio, but the Desperados was before the Robin Hood, and then was the Robin Hood. And this is a very good game. I really love it, the Robin Hood game. And the dubbing and the Polish dubbing is it's just very cheap, but very very nice. Very like funny, and
It's good to see that Polish people care about dubbing their games.
See,
Yeah.
Sam Max CD Action. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Season 1, Sam Max CD Action. He was like this full hole in his face. Very good game. And the other one is Neighbors
game,
from Hell. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We have that game on with Hungarian dubbing, by the way, the Neighbor one. Yeah.
Okay. It's
But
very good
it's
game.
very rare that nowadays are so games are being made with Hungarian dub, which is sad, but yeah. I
Yeah.
think more
But,
people would buy story-oriented games in Hungary if
mhm.
there would be more dubbing. Yeah,
For sure, for sure. Most often it's just English, French, like German, and
Russian,
that's all.
yeah, Chinese,
Russian,
yeah.
eventually,
But
but
yeah, I
not
was
Polish.
talking to a developer from Warsaw, and she told me that like Polish people care a lot about like dubbing their
Polish
games,
dubbing,
which
of
is
course, of course.
yeah, which is very nice, and I think
Mhm.
it's very important for every country's markets
You
to
know,
have their own
there's
dubbing.
there's a game that you maybe are talking about is a Summer Torch
Yes,
from
yes, yes,
11
yes,
Studios,
yes, yes.
and this is a very my God. This is very good game. 11-bit Studios
It
is
is.
very good games. That Summer Torch, I think, didn't sell well. It's very unfortunate because a very good game, but it's so based in Polish culture. It's based in Warsaw
Yes.
after the like I think it's before the First World War, and it's very like very Polish. They're like some Russians, some Polish peoples. The language is mixed and everything. And for some reason, the studio at the release of this game, they thought that the best option that they have is to release it in English only.
Yeah. We had that
Like this game,
discussion with the developer. Yeah.
like I get it, maybe with The Witcher or something, but especially with this game, the Polish like is the obvious choice, especially with this game, right?
Yeah.
So they released it 2 weeks ago, the Polish version, and
Yeah.
thanks for them because that makes the game's whole many more
Another
times
level.
better.
Yeah.
Not a few levels because playing the game like that's based in Warsaw, like 907 or 90 first of the beginning of the 20th century, and they're speaking in English. That's the first part. That's when the main character, the main character, someone asks him what's your name, and he says, "My name is Wiktor Szulski." Like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any
I
sense.
got you. I got
So
you with that. Yeah.
and the little info that we are playing this game right now, like not right now, like every Sunday we are coming because I'm not living with my parents. Every Sunday I come with my parents and we play it in a like group that's consists of me, my girlfriend, my sister, and my mother, and we play this
Nice.
game. The Soma Torch is very captivating, very exciting, engaging
Yeah.
game,
True.
but that's
True.
not in English. That's not in English.
Yeah.
Just play it in Polish.
Yeah.
And the end of this box is here. It's a Flat Out 2. It's a
Oh,
very
nice.
very
Nice. Those
it's my
games are
favorite.
great as well.
I think it's my only racing game that I really adore. I know Forza Horizon is good, but Flat Out it doesn't compare. The Forza to Flat Out.
Burnout series was also a great racing
Very
game
good, very good.
series.
But I prefer Flat Out.
Okay.
And the last game that I read a lot about, but I didn't had the time to play, is the Planescape Torment, and it's
Oh,
a very
okay.
good game, like Icewind Dale, like a Baldur's Gate, but
Okay.
I didn't.
I didn't know about that game. You caught me.
Planescape Torment?
No, I haven't heard about that game.
What? Okay, so this is the game. This from
Or
the
I
like
might
Baldur's.
have, or I might have
You
just.
probably,
Yeah.
probably, you probably have,
Yeah.
because it's one of the, at least in CD Action in Warsaw, sorry, in Poland, it's very like it was a very good dubbing, very good
Okay.
translation to Polish, and it's considered one of the best like storytelling and all over the story in the games from like 1998, I think.
I
So
see.
very good. If you didn't play, I really recommend this because it's
Okay.
in enhanced edition on GOG.
By the
Yeah.
way, there was a game. I'm not sure if you know that. Was
No?
called
Yeah.
Shadow Wrath of Angels. It's also an old school PC game. When I was a kid, I used to see that on the TV because there was a show called Game Zone or Game One or something
Something
like
like
that
this.
at the TV, and the person whom I became friend with at a later date when I was a kid, I saw one of the episodes playing that game on PC,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I
Okay.
was so happy that GOG actually had that
Mm.
game on their site. So some of those old school games are on GOG, not of all of them. So yeah.
Not all of them, but I like one thing. I just need to add the TV shows with the games, the game TV shows. Like it's very very. Do you have this still in Hungary?
No, we had. I'm not sure what's going on now as for TV shows because I don't watch TV anymore, like
Mhm.
for 10 or 13 years now. But
Mhm.
I remember as a kid we had like two at least of these TV shows where every Thursday or Friday they showed games, a
Exactly.
lot of
Yeah.
games,
In the
trailers,
one,
demos, full
yeah,
gameplays, and it
there
was
were
such a nice
reviews.
experience. And by the
Yeah.
way, fun fact that I got into like writing and video game journalism by this person I was talking about, Norbert.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
a very nice touch for
I
my
see.
story about that.
I remember that after like the 10 p.m. on Cartoon Network channel, that was in like 15 years ago, that was like becoming like the, I don't know the name, but like was just like the only the TV for games, right? So from
Okay.
10 p.m. to like 8 a.m. next day, they were just playing games. I was like so into it because when my parents like 2 or 3 times like didn't come as early as they were, I just played it. Oh yeah, like the, I think it was for like the old racing games. I'm just not for sure about what about maybe Just Cause. Maybe that was Just Cause. One of the games was shown there, like the first of their second one. It was, it's an experience that you can't get nowadays. And I just wanted like a bonus, the other one box. It just a lot of games, a lot of like the CDs from the other, like they were like the lower quality games, the demos, like the, you know, the cheap games from the Computer Factory, for example. CD Action had the better games for sure. No, nothing can like prove me otherwise. Call of Juarez
Nice.
here. Wallace and Gromit. Bob Budowniczy, Bob the Builder is a very good game, like a
Yeah,
Krecik, and I really adore this. This is the those are, you know, the Sea Dogs
of
game?
course.
Of course,
Come
yeah,
on. I played
my
so many
man.
games. I cannot even recall how many games I played throughout my life.
Sea Dogs and Legion. Ooh, so many hours spent
I
with
miss
my
I
with
miss
my colleagues.
playing on PC to be honest because I became a console guy. I mainly play now on my PlayStation consoles, but I miss playing on
Mhm.
PC. I grew up playing PC games, and it's
Yeah.
very interesting because there was a game about okay, let's um, I forget the name. So what's the story called? Like you know the guy stranded on an island. It's a very famous book, and also there was a movie about
Robinson
it.
Crusoe.
Sorry.
Robinson Crusoe.
Yeah, yeah,
Robinson
yeah, yeah,
Crusoe.
yeah. Yeah. So there was a game. There was actually a game made by a Polish and Russian studio, an adventure game about
Okay.
about him. And I remember like he's saying like Mama говорила мне не кушай незнакомые фрукты. It means like my mom told me don't eat unknown fruits. Like I played it in Russian, you know,
Uh huh.
and I fell in love with that game, and it's a game what I cannot find on disc anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not even on digital marketplace. So yeah, and
Love
but
Lydia.
like you said before, I also like found someone who somehow have the original copy of the game, and they streamed the game, and it got really popular. That's why I told you you should stream these games.
Mm. That's an idea.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, you know, I just grew up with this, and it's a common knowledge, like just for me and my friends from school or anything. Like the games that I don't have here were like console games that I really adored when I was coming to my colleagues' houses, and it was, for example, Guitar Hero.
Nice, nice, nice,
Guitar Hero
nice.
3. You know, I had this like have very good memories when it was like the exam at the elementary school, right? So
Okay,
it's like called in egzamin szóstoklasisty.
okay.
And after this, I went. We were like, you know, in full in shirts and like good trousers and everything. And we came in a like in a group of three, I think, boys to my colleague house, and he had this Guitar Hero 3, like, you know, the drums, the guitar, the bass, and the vocal. Yeah,
Yeah.
no one could tell me that it wouldn't work today because there are no games. This is like the
True.
abandonware. This is, you can't buy this. They like disbanded this
It's very hard to get
discontinue
a full
discontinue
bundle.
the series.
Yeah.
But you know, the experience of playing the guitar, the plastic
Yeah.
guitar, and
Yeah.
then like crashing the
I miss those
plastic
games.
plastic.
They should do games like that again because like
Sure.
sorry for that.
It was
They
such
have
an
like
experience.
Rocksmiths, but it's a real guitar, and it's not
Uh,
that experience.
you,
Yeah,
you just have to fake it. You just have to like
yeah,
push a few buttons.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And the experience, like with the drums and the guitar, and you were,
Yeah,
oh, you didn't play this note. Oh, but you get the wrong rhythm.
yeah, it's a real party experience. To be honest,
Yeah.
first time I liked DJ Hero more, so I was more into
Mm-hmm.
DJ Hero. I still have
I
my
never played
DJ
it.
Hero set, but I loved Guitar Hero
Mm.
series as well. They were great, and they also had like Rock Band games, if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those two type
On
of games were competing
yeah.
with each other. Those two
Mhm.
types of I think that those were different developers, if I'm correct.
No, like the same enjoyment I got. I think a half a year ago on I think how to say Sylvester. Like the first of January. Like,
Yeah,
how to say this? New Year's Eve. Like right?
yes, but you can say
So
Sylvester. It's Hungarian. It's the
okay,
same. So yeah.
okay. So we were playing in my at our colleague's house. He had this like Oculus, I don't know,
VR?
Quest. I don't know how to say Oculus Quest too, right? Something like this.
Yes.
And we played like the Beat Saber.
Oh yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
game where you like crash the virtual like boxes, and it was like kind of a same level of the enjoyment from the music. The playing the game, but the music
Yeah.
with the music on, and it's a very good experience that I really like this, that we can like even put the glasses on, and we have the game, everything virtual thing. We
Yeah.
can like get like with the whole body to the game. It's very good, but it's not the same as the Guitar
It's not
Hero.
the
Let's
same.
be
Yeah,
honest.
true, true. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what about Steam listings you wanted to tell me? I'm
Ah, yeah.
curious about
There are
that.
like a lot of games. For example, Forza Horizon 4. It
Okay.
goes. It will be not available to like not. I'm not a very big fan of a Forza series.
Okay.
But the Forza Horizon 4 will be delisted from the Steam and any other store like in December.
Okay.
And this game is like few years old. The same because of the music licensing, and the like brand licensing. The same with the crew from the Ubisoft, right? So you can't play this right now because they turned off the servers. And with the premise of the live service games that are like very popular right now, right? So that with the promise that they will keep up the services,
Yeah, but I
keep up the
mean, if
servers.
you think of like if you start the game like that and you
Mhm.
click on the green button, it's always they always state that they
Yeah,
whenever they decide they can unlist their game. So it's like
yeah, they can.
that or players should know that. I mean, it's just they
Yeah, of
don't care
course.
about it and they get upset about it like after realizing it. So.
Yeah.
But
They
I
I think
totally
they're
agree with you. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm just saying
yeah,
that a
yeah.
lot of people
Yeah,
are not aware of that situation that they should know that.
there are like dedicated servers, something like this, dedicated servers. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's like in English, the same in Polish. Then when you like give like some space for the servers, and like normal people like
Yes.
keep it with life, right? So they could do something like this, but they like rather just turn it off. And I didn't really like it. And I get it in some way in the multiplayer games, right? Because the servers, the patches, the like bots that you have to prevent, everything. But why the single player games? This game Spec Ops: The Line.
Yes. I love
I
that
played it
game.
like
I
I
love that
I
game,
play
man.
I played this game like I bought this game like 2019, right? And then I like watched some, but I didn't like play the
It got
first level.
cancelled in a lot of countries, by the way, if you know
It got
that.
cancelled, yeah,
Yeah.
right? But even if someone of that someone that watches this stream right now that would like to play this right now, you can't even know why it was cancelled. Otherwise, unless you like watch a YouTube video
Or you
about
have the
this,
disc version of the game.
or you have the disc version of the game, because I bought it like in 2019.
Yeah.
And I watched lately an essay that said that after like a few months ago, it was like delisted from the Steam, and it was like a lot of like discourse about this. Like, this is the very good game. This is like the prime example of how the story should be told in
True.
games.
True. Yeah.
How the
Yeah.
how what you gonna f- what's
They had a
how
very
about
good story written for the game, and the
It,
very
it was very
mindfuck one,
controversial.
you have to be thinking of the ending. Like I
It,
remember
it
that
was
I was
very
thinking if it's
controversial.
true, if it's
Yeah,
not. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I finished this game like a month ago. I was like sitting after that, like, wow,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like this is the game that's you everybody. I think everybody has to experience it someday
True, true, true.
because it's a war game, okay, for everyone. It's a war game, but it's not like a Call of Duty like type of game. It seems like it does for a second, right? But you know
It's more
that
war in
it's
the
not the case. It's not
hero's
the case.
mind
Yeah,
with
it's not the case
himself,
at
I
all.
guess we could
Because
say.
the gameplay side is like a bit general. I think it's a bit like it doesn't like stand out, but everything else,
Yeah,
music, the story, the
the
feeling of
choices that you
the
can make
vibe.
in the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And the story is just like you just it just leaves you with a feeling that with like what have I done? You know, like it's a soldier, it's a war game. I should be proud that I won this game, and you feel like you've lost everything. You know,
yeah.
uh, and yeah, this is the game that I just can't believe that I played it just now. That I'm happy that I did, and I think that it's with this game, it's a prime example of it. Why I get it that they had some problem with licensing of the music because there were like some of the Jimi Hendrix tracks, I think, Jimi Hendrix song, or some
Yes.
version of the mm, the hymn of the USA by him. But it's if if it's the only reason that because if it's the only reason behind why it was cancelled, why it was turned like taken off the store, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know, like we shouldn't lose these games, that good games,
True,
so easily.
true,
It
true.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's why I have all of this. You know, that's
Yeah,
why I have all
true.
of this
That's why I'm always
because.
telling everyone that they should like invest into disc version of the games or physical
Mhm.
copies because they never know. Might their favorite game will enlist it from the digital store and
Mhm.
they will never be able to
Exactly.
play it again. So
Exactly because it's up to the developer, like the publisher. I
the
mean,
publisher, yeah,
the publisher.
more
Sorry, not the
will of
developer.
the publisher, yeah,
Yeah, the moment they think, we don't care about this game anymore. They just snap the fingers and like the Thanos,
true.
it just evaporates from
It's very
the.
interesting experience, pretty much the same that we discussed with Telltale Minecraft, if you can remember
Hmm.
that. When
Yeah.
when Telltale Games closed their doors,
Hmm. Hmm.
it was a time where like you couldn't even play some of the disc versions of Telltale Minecraft. I remember that
Hmm.
because there was a patch that closed on your game, and if I'm correct, it was
Yeah.
season 2 of Telltale Minecraft and you could not even play it
Uh,
even if you had the disc version, and it was very sad. And then they fixed it, of course, because a lot of
mhm.
people got angry by the choice. So, yeah,
You know, I think that this is the case, for example, with the TV, like TV shows, movies, music, everything that's even that the composer or the director doesn't care about anymore.
yeah,
You still can watch it. Why it shouldn't be like that, that you can't be able,
true,
that you're not able to play the game because someone like don't want you to. Like,
yeah,
it's no way to play this because someone that doesn't want you to, because
true.
someone doesn't care enough.
But I
You
think,
know,
in my
like
opinion,
yeah,
like people who wants to play those games, they always find their way to exactly like
yeah,
find
of course,
those
yeah,
games.
of course. But those are
Of
the
course,
people
it's
that
harder. Like I'm telling you, it's
those are
harder.
the people
Like we were
that are
discussing those
yeah.
Middle Earth games. Sorry,
It's okay. I've heard this because I have the
it's on my
hospital
end.
near
Sorry.
me. Okay, no problem, no problem. So this is the thing about that really pisses me off, that you can't play the game, and you can find a way to play this, but you have to already know that this game is worth your time, or something, or know something about
True,
this,
true,
because if you're like just a casual player that goes through Steam page or anything, and you find, oh, this game looks fun, I will buy this and download. You can do this with the Spec Ops The Line. You can do this with the Crew, the Forza Horizon, or Rexio games, or
true.
anything. You just can't play this. It just really pisses me off.
Do you remember the demo of the PT horror game?
I didn't play this. I really
Yeah,
I
and
didn't I didn't have the PlayStation back then.
Those PlayStations that has PT demo it, they are very pricey. I'm telling you, like you
Yeah,
can check it on eBay. People are saying the
yeah, yeah,
PlayStation just with the demo of the PT, and
mhm.
yeah,
And the final
it's
and
very funny. And it's
the
just the
funny
demo, not even a full game. Like, come on.
the funniest thing is that it never came out. Like the full game,
Yeah,
that was the demo for the final game never came
yeah,
out. So it's a very it's I really don't like it. I really don't like the idea that someone makes something that's very good, that's very good.
and they
That's
take
have
away the chance to experience it later. Yeah,
and like not that the takeaway that there's almost no chance for everyone to enjoy this
yeah,
anymore.
true, true.
It's about like this Biblioteca Aleksandrijska. Uh, in these ancient times, there was like the very big library,
Yeah,
Alexandria,
with the knowledge of everything. Yeah,
and it burned down. The story,
yeah.
and there were a lot of information, a lot of knowledge about, and just like that, it was nowhere to be found,
Yeah,
nowhere
but
to be
some
seen.
people say that it's still there, just buried or in another place. Like there are theories. Let me tell you that. So there are
Yeah, yeah,
theories. Nobody knows, in
yeah,
my
but
opinion. So I think that nobody
yeah,
knows
of
for
course.
100% sure. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure anyway, but just for the common people, right? Like that like I said, that someone that just wants to play some game,
yeah,
and if he doesn't know as much as we do, right? As if he's not in the like gaming community, he will never find those.
true, true.
And it's a
Yeah,
shame.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my take.
Yeah, I
Hot
totally
take.
agree with you, and it's a very sad thing to realize that a lot of games are being taken down from the internet for us to able to buy.
It's
And
it's a it's a shame. The same with the Flash games, I
yeah,
have some
exactly, the
I
mini
have
clip
some
games,
nostalgia.
or yeah,
Mm-hmm. I have
yeah,
nostalgia for some Flash games.
yeah,
That
agree.
because of the Flash, Flash, that it was discontinued, something like this, right?
Yeah.
This is the story.
Yeah,
You
but
can't
there
play
are
them
some
anymore.
websites that are picking up those games, if I'm correct. I saw some websites that are already like picked up their license and
Oh,
started to have
okay.
uploading those games again. So, like I said,
Mhm.
it's always some people who see us as players that we would like
Uh-huh.
to play those games again and relive
Mhm.
our childhood memories, and they are picking up
Mhm.
those games. So it's just not happening in every case, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some chance that it will be like brought
True,
back,
true, yeah,
but not a big one. Let's cross our fingers
true, yeah.
that
Let's
it
hope
will
for
be
the
better.
better, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we discussed a lot of topics, but I'm interested in one more thing. Like we were discussing almost everything about games and music, but like why what's the main goal for you? Why you would like to choose the gaming industry that you are making music for? Like there are so
You
many
know, I,
other types of industries that you could work for, but you
you know,
chose gaming. Is it because you are so passionate about games and their music, or
I think it's a like logical choice. Like the
okay?
games, the music.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I just would like to hear your opinion about that.
Yeah, like I really love making music. I'm getting better at it.
Okay.
I would like to make more of it. Like I'm moving in like different genres. I really like
Okay.
doing something different every time.
Okay.
Almost most. I'll close the window, okay?
It's
Because
okay. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the working. Okay, here I am.
Okay.
Yeah. So about the industry. Yeah, so what I love
It's
about
okay.
the gaming industry is that you can do like anything, You can do rock music, you can rap music, you can do dance music, you can do
Yeah.
anything, and it will be still good, like as long as you will adjust it to the vibe of the game, right?
Would you rather work for a smaller company or a bigger company?
I will take anything
Okay.
for the beginning, but I would love to make some music for the company.
Wouldn't you mind if some companies, like if you would work for them, were very strict about their choice? Would that affect your work style?
strict about what like the
Like
genre of the music?
their choice of, for example, they would state what kind of music they would like, and they would
No
tell
problem.
you what to do. Like, do you
No problem.
oh, okay.
No problem. It's very good. It's very good. It's
Is that not closing your creative process?
no, because I know that if I would like to do some music that I really want to do, I would do it for myself on my
Oh, okay,
Spotify.
okay, I see. Okay,
That's what I have to do this way. And but I want to like separate a bit
okay,
my passion, from my like the me thing about the that is other than the like my, let's say, work thing, that the gaming, because um, there are some things that I wanna say in my music that I wanna say like in work, or you know what I mean. Like there are some things that I wouldn't that I just wanna keep it to myself, like in my
okay.
profile, but I'm really open to making something like by some rules, I have like some frames where I have to work,
I see.
and that's great. That's great because that's what I was talking about at the beginning. That I tend to do too much, do too much music, do too many genres, too many words, too
So you
much
think by the
going on.
strict rules or
So
strict
when I have some
touches,
rules,
you
when I have
would
some
learn
rules,
how to step back a bit, like you were telling me?
exactly, exactly,
Okay,
yeah.
I got your point. Nice.
So when I have some rules, I have to like be in those rules, like adjust to those rules, and that's where I learn how to adjust,
I see.
adapt.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
So that's
Okay.
that's what I think about the rules. I think they're very the, I need some rules. Everybody needs some rules. I think
True,
that
true, true. Yeah.
if, for example, this is I think the thing about the Xbox studios. Maybe that's a hot take that they have so much freedom that sometimes not every case, but I think they have so much freedom that the games that they're making there, the development is going for so long that nobody even knows how to
In
what
my
to do right
opinion, they
now.
have so much money and they are not sure what to do with it. Like, I
Exactly, they have
remember
too much.
I remember the
Yeah.
very first Xbox and the Xbox 360 had great games. Like, that's where
Hmm.
the era
Hmm.
of Xbox games like Fable, Gears of War, like Crackdown, all those great games, Forza, of course. But
I
then when Xbox One came out, I think that they like stopped
uh,
making those great
uh,
games. Not even stop, because there is also like Halo series continued and Gears of War series as well. But like there wasn't like that many of those Xbox only games, and
mhm,
also of course
mhm,
they sell their stuff to PlayStation, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. It's just like there wasn't that many of exclusive games that you would buy an
mhm,
Xbox system. So, but yeah, I'm hopefully they will get back to their own pace with the
mhm.
new games
No,
they
the thing
announced.
is, I think is that too much money and too much time and too few rules.
it
I
can
don't.
it
I
it,
don't
it can kill the creative process, in my opinion. Like,
rules.
there is like no how to explain, no responsibility. That would be
Hmm.
the best word to explain that. Like, they are not responsible because their money is like gains from other
Hmm.
uh type of the industry or other side of the industry, like not
Hmm.
especially gaming, in my opinion. So yeah.
I think the two examples that I wanna like say here is about Psychonauts 2, because the development hell that it went through because they started from
Yeah,
Kickstarter. You know the story,
yeah, I remember
and
that.
it
Yeah,
was going like for 8 years. It's a very, very, very great game,
yeah,
but it was like it almost never was never published. It's not. It almost never came out
yeah.
because of the like two. I don't know. I'm not saying that Tim Schafer is a bad director, but he's so creative that he just needs, I think,
I
some
don't
rules.
think it was on their side. Double Fine is a great
Mhm. Yeah,
company.
it is. I love
So
many
it
of the game.
it was more of like changing their publisher, because first they wasn't on the
Mhm.
Microsoft side, if I'm correct, when they first
Yeah, because
started the Kickstarter about it.
when the Microsoft took them, it was just released. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I know I read so many articles about Tim Schafer needs more funding, more money because he has many more ideas. We could like uh, talk about what if, right?
yeah,
But we don't know what if what it would this game would be like if it was released like 2 years like 2 years before, 2 years earlier,
Yeah.
without the Microsoft's help, right?
Yeah.
But I think this is the rules are not always like very wrong thing,
Yeah.
just
True.
for the
True. I
creativity.
agree.
For example, my role my idea for some writing of the lyrics for my songs is I like to take three things and just move around them, right? Like for example, blue, sad, and blue and sad, red, sad, and school, for example, right? And
Okay.
I do the whole lyrics around those three words, because if I would go like full creativity, full freedom, do everything, I don't know what to do, like it's it's too much of the options, I think.
Okay.
And the other thing is, for example, the Populus from the Peter Molyneux. Godus, that was, sorry, Godus, but it was the like the Kickstarter thing of the
Yeah.
Populus, right? So the Godus, and I think it came out, but it was like without the Peter Molyneux after all, because um, I think that it was again the case of the too many ideas and too few rules. I'm not saying that they have to be strict and they have to be a lot of them, but like few, okay,
Yeah, and
few.
also in my opinion, like good ideas, if they are not designed to like to be enjoyable, but they are still good
Hmm.
ideas, or they still have good messages to be given for the people, for the consumers, needs to be polished in a way like with the design, to be enjoyable.
That's why you have the director, right? The director says what you have
Yes,
to do.
but yeah, but I see it in another way a bit. Like I can see
Hmm.
that also the darker part about it. Like I feel like some of the directors at video game companies, they
Hmm.
are not aware of the that much. Let's say that much. That's the right word
Hmm.
to use.
Okay.
That much of the creative process. Because for example,
Mm.
if somebody is like a very genius person, very talented person, and he is thinking of a new character which has motives, which has influenced by his own life, for example losing someone that was
Hmm.
very
Right.
precious for him, and he wants to tell a story of that, and okay, the creative director says okay, it's good, but it won't make that much money, and he will step
Mm.
back, like
Yeah.
you were telling me before. So rules is okay in one hand, but it can also affect like in a very
Yeah.
bad way too, because like yeah, you have to balance it. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. There is a very for example, of the Zaum studios. For the Disco Elysium.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
sorry.
also a great game, and it has a
Yeah, the
success.
Disco Elysium. Yeah, it's my favorite game of this decade. I think. Seriously,
Yeah,
it's a great game. You should play this.
but like
Everyone.
like I'm always saying, it's also not for everyone. Like not everyone would like that game, even if it's
Mm,
it's a very good game in my opinion. So,
you should
and that's
like
weird.
play an hour or two, and
Yeah, true,
yeah, at
true.
least I will be happy with this. So this is a very good game. It's a lot of reading and everything. But the
Yeah,
director, you know the story of this director that he was kicked out of the studio and
yeah,
with the few persons because it was like some of the um, arg- arg- argument was about that he was a very bad director. He was a very bad in like um, he treated everyone badly, something like this.
yeah,
But he made a very good game. So I have to like in my head like balance something.
yeah.
I'm not
True.
sure if the allegations are true. For like I wasn't there. But the thing is that this collision second part, this collision will probably never happen in this way, and it won't be like not by the same creators. So it's kinda sad, like
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway,
Well, I think
I
that that person that you were talking about, the director of this collision, treated
yeah,
people in a very strict way because he was such a passionate person about his project.
yeah,
And if
for
you're
sure,
passionate, you want to make everything be that way that you were
yeah.
thinking of at the beginning
This
of your project.
is-
And if you see someone not making those ideas happening as your
mhm.
craft as a whole, then you will be angry. And it's of course it's understandable because they are passionate and they will get
The other thing
upset.
The other example for this is, for example, the Quentin Tarantino, right? So
Yeah.
he's very hard person for everyone,
Sometimes
but
you
he
have to
made
be
he
very
hard.
crazy and very harsh on your stuff to be able to have success because it's you are the message to be given for the people,
Mm,
your stories. Like I'm always telling, the best stories are told by our own stories. So
mm. You said it. I wanted to say this anyway, but you
yeah.
said it. You said it great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so is there anyone who would like to ask Our
Maybe
friend
I'll go
here,
for
any
the tweet.
question that or any topics that we haven't discussed, let us know. Let us know in the stream. Let us know. Discipline is the key sometimes. Yeah, true, true. I agree. Let us know, ladies and gents in the stream. Let us know. Let us know.
I could talk even longer.
Me too. Me too. I just saw that a lot of comments are there, so I wanted to ask the audience as well if they have any questions
I hope
specific.
that even if somebody fell asleep, that you have a good sleep.
Come on, we have great voices, so they might have asleep.
Yeah.
I'm always getting this that yeah, that my voice is getting people asleep, but it's nice. What is his favorite project he worked on before? That's a question to you.
That the once again, sorry, what the favorite
What's your
project?
favorite project that you worked on? The music, of course.
Hmm.
The
Like
favorite
like
music that you worked on.
favorite music. This is there is the like my one of mixtapes,
Okay.
my one mixtape to be honest. Uh, this is the thing that I really like to. I really have a good memories with this because it's only on SoundCloud and I will never release it on Spotify because it used samples
Okay.
that I can't clear and just wanted to say it like this. It's on my SoundCloud. Maybe I can link it
Yeah,
to
sure.
the.
Go for that. Go for that. Yeah.
So there's a song, for example, that's very close to me. Like first of all, I did it with my friend, that I think we kind of don't have as much. We are not in touch as much.
Okay.
We like kind of lost the relationship. But it's my memory of him, So I
That's a
remember
very
how we
nice
make.
thing to have.
I
Memories
remember
in a
how we
song is
make.
nice.
Yeah, I remember how we make this music. And we made this album like it was the idea to make the whole mixtape in 2 weeks. I told him it's not possible. It's not possible. No. We should make this. I think he. Oh, I think I. Yeah, this is on SoundCloud. I think. Koniec świata mixtape.
There were
The
some questions again. We discussed your favorite games, right? We discussed your favorite games already.
no, like I said it throughout the whole talk. So I really
Yeah, we
love
discussed those
maybe
games.
my top five.
Let's say
I
top
should
five.
say
Okay, yeah.
from this year or from today. Or
No, for your whole life. Let's say whole life, or it's hard.
it's too hard.
Okay.
Well,
So many good games.
I have a few games that are very important to me. For
Okay.
example, this coalition, like I said, is very, very, very important to me, right? Overall, like the very good game overall, like the making the quality of everything would be. I don't know. I
Too
don't.
many games.
Maybe
I
okay.
can relate to that.
I can say this coalition is like the most important for me overall. I
Okay.
had so much fun playing this. Like we said, The Wolf Among Us is very good. Very, very, very good. Um, the Rexio games. I'm not sure if it counts. That counts the childhood games. Because everyone is a little bit biased. That the memory that they have with something. the- it can be even the very bad game. It can be the worst game in the world, but they really love it
Yeah,
because
but
they
if
played
it's
played with
meaning a lot
someone.
to you, that it means that it's one of your favorite
So,
games.
so I let's say this collision for today.
Okay.
Let's say like this.
Okay.
So I finished the music site because the mixtape that I made with my friend is very close to me,
You
and
should get back to him if you miss him so much. Like I'm telling
I
you, you
tried.
are talking with a sad voice about him. So you should get in touch with him if it's
I
possible.
tried, but I don't know if I tried.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for his answer, but I really like this mixtape because it was like the concept art, concept album, like let's say it was like Koniec świata mixtape, so it means end of the world mixtape.
Okay.
Whoa, in English it sounds much more dramatic. So it was like maybe if I didn't ever have had a chance to say this about this mixtape anywhere. So can I say this right now?
Sure. Yeah, go for that.
So the first, every track is kind of is every track is a different kind of a word, end of the word, you know. Like
Okay.
the first track is called, it's called Polska. It's called, it means Poland, and it's like our kind of critique of the Polish side of, you know, society. There was a thing about these elections, you know,
Okay.
government elections. So we tried to criticize a little bit. Like this is like the intro to the mixtape. The second one is a thing about uh, like maybe it's not the very clear message for the mixtape, but every song has some different kinds of end of different kinds of end of the word, you know.
Okay.
So there's, for example, like some relationship ends. This is the kind of the one end of the word. There is something that says about the climate change. This is the end of the word.
Okay.
So I really, it's not in English, unfortunately, and I can translate it. But there are some
Nice.
tracks. My favorite track is called "Mój świat," so it's called in English "My World,"
Okay.
and it's about kind of, you know, this is like the, it can you can uh, interpret interpret. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Interpret like this in two kinds of ways, because it's at the first glance of the about kind of the relationship with someone close to you,
Okay.
but it's about in a second way, in the second interpretation, you can say it's about the leader, you know, the leader of the government, for example.
Okay.
This was kind of my goal to, you know, like not to say strictly about this is about this and that. It was just like, you know, this like in the middle ground between this is this about love, or is this about something else like this leader, or about like our country, or, you know.
Touching different topics in one songs or songs. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my favorite song of my, because someone asked about my favorite music, so from me, so this is the mixtape, the whole album, and the favorite song is the Mój Świat. It's a
Nice.
fifth song. You can play this later because it's a
Okay. Yeah, I
piano.
will include in the edited version of in the video.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it's a piano. It's on a
So
piano and
there
a
was
guitar.
also a question like, what would you like to do in the future in game music? Like, what vibe would you like to give to people?
What vibe, right?
What vibe? Yeah.
It depends on the project. You know, I just really wanna enhance the feelings of the project.
But do you have
So
your own like ideas for the future? Like you would like to do? You have already plans, or
you know,
not? Not.
I think I wouldn't fit, for example, in the Doom series. You know, the
Okay.
metal hard
Okay.
everything. I would go for really. You asked me like before earlier about what kind of company I would like to go
Yeah.
for the first. I think it would be the indie, just, you
Okay.
know, to be like we said at the Pixel Heaven. You know, about the
Yeah.
stories, about the feelings, more over than other. You know,
I see.
um, very epic everything. Like
Yeah,
just, you
I
know.
got you. I got you with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like very, very small, for example, just to, you know, I am kind of introverted person, so I really like this, you know, this a little back.
We cannot tell
Uh,
you that you're very open about everything, in my opinion.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
We
I'm
cannot see
trying.
you on that, or
Okay,
at
I'm trying for
least.
the interview,
Yeah.
but, you know, I'm just like I tend more often, maybe I in my head I tend more often to be feel kind of sad than kind of happy, let's say like this. So I don't really don't always like, you know, this very big epic music, happy, yo, we are
Yeah, I
going on
understand you.
adventure. I just like to something like smaller, a bit more, yeah,
But that's
like that.
understandable in my opinion, because I have an opinion about it. Like every like talented person who is making a craft, like even a
Mhm.
painting or music or a game, they have like sad stories to tell, and those are the great
Like
ones. Like
everybody.
of course you
Yeah.
can make happy stories, happy ending stories where people get together, and but I'm always telling this that like there is something beautiful in the sad stories too, even if you cry, even if you get sad about those. Like it's a very common thing to be sad and to feel alone, and since that there is also like a beauty in those sad vibes of
Mhm.
songs and games and movies and books and every type of craft or painting. And yeah, so I totally agree with you on that. That you rather do like indie stuff and your feelings put into the
Mhm.
music than make enormous songs.
That's what I think about all of my art. Let's not that. the thing that it's maybe sadder, maybe it's a more nostalgic vibe. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it's you have to like cry to it, like that you have to feel depressed. It's just
True,
like
true,
there's
true, true.
something
I mean, you
beautiful.
can cry in a good way
Of
too.
course, you can.
Yeah, so
You
if
should
you
maybe
remember your
even.
childhood and
Okay.
you miss it, it's like a good thing
Hmm.
because you're remembering
Yeah,
it and you
yeah,
still
yeah.
want to
Of course,
keep it in our
but
hearts. Yeah,
I wanna say that's something. If something sounds sad, it doesn't have to be so sad. You know, maybe
true,
it's
true,
some. It has something besides that. It's sad. It's
true,
something. It's something inside. It has something to tell.
true.
For example, my favorite album. I can say my favorite album, music album,
Okay,
but
it's easier.
that is not very good made mixed. But it's the Black Parade from My Chemical Romance,
Okay,
and it's it's the album for about a very sad topic. It's about something passing away, something dying. To be honest, like to be something is dying. Someone is dying in like the hospital after the war or something like this, and the music is very like dun, 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 like but it's very epic and it's very this is the kind of epic that I like. That it sounds funny, happy, but it's sad. Sad lyrics, everything,
you
right?
still get the
So I
sad lyrics out of it. Yeah,
so something mixing about the vibes, right? I just like to point that I have the tattoos from this
oh,
lyrics from this
nice.
album here, here, here. So I don't have many tattoos. It's other lyrics from the other song, but this is a very important album for me because it sounds very happy, but it's very good mixed. Like composed, mixed not very well, but the lyrics are the main course. Like you think you just can play it, and you think, oh, it's kind of happy, kind of rock, basic rock of the 2006, but the message is like with the Spec Ops: The Line, like this is like the first glance you think something that is totally something else, right?
Something
For
else. Yeah,
example, I have the thing that the Good News lyric, this well, it ain't that bad. This is the lyric from the Mac Miller song Good News, and the vibe is like very chill vibe, but it's the song of him. He sings about that he feels he should go away. Like he died month later because of overdosing,
yeah.
and it's like a goodbye song for him and for everybody. And the funny thing, the thing that happened after the release of this song, it went on the chill mix playlist on Spotify. Chill mix playlist on Spotify. The song that like sounds chill, right? But I cried so many times to this.
Yeah.
It be, really, I even think about this song right now, and I wanna like I have some tears in my eye because it's very sad song, but it's the bit of this that at the first glance, this chill song that you play in the background is like funny,
It's
funny,
very,
fun.
very
Like
interesting. His career was very interesting because I remember listening to his very early songs when he started his career as a rapper, and he had these songs in his high school rapping about random stuff and criticizing the
yeah, it was very
politics
funny.
and his life at school and everything else. And
Mhm.
it was very interesting to see that he was always like a sad person. He was never a happy person.
Behind the mask, right? Behind the
Yes,
mask.
yes. And always, whenever he was smiling in the camera and his music videos, he was
Mhm.
always like, you could see in his eyes and in his
Mhm.
lyrics as well,
Yeah.
a feeling that he was very sad.
You
So,
know what's the good example of this? Maybe the comic Bo Burnham.
I don't know.
Okay, it's the comic that makes the sad comedy.
Okay.
It's kind of the comic that like says something funny that everybody loves, mm, but then he says something like very very personal to him, and
Okay.
everybody likes his talent. He likes to mix the vibes. If you ask me, because I'm coming back to the first question, if you ask me what I would like to. What the vibe I would do in my music in the game industry, right? That was the question, right?
Yes.
So I would go for the engagement, like to engage people, like to always surprise them, to always make them feel something different, to make them feel
Do
different
you think
vibes.
like
To
these musics can also surprise people in a way that they find their true inner self?
That's a good question.
Do you think like music can make people like find their inner self, not just to relate to topics, but to find themselves as well?
That's a good question. Because I think there's one thing about the discourse of the music that you can relate to something,
Yeah.
but the other thing, oh, like this more spiritual way, right? You mean like that you can feel that you should change,
Yeah, for
or you?
example, if
Hmm?
somebody's running from their life, or
Yeah.
trying to forget something that they should not forget, and they realize, okay, that I need this back in my life, or I need that
Mm-hmm.
somebody in my life. Like, for example, you were talking about your good friends who you made music with. You miss him, and I can tell you that you will
Mm-hmm.
make songs about him more.
Yeah, I
So
think so. I think so.
so
You
and
can. You
and those
can.
songs can also not just make people relate to your topic, but can
Mm-hmm.
also, like, okay, I listened to his song, this guy, and he made a song about, missing my friend, and okay, I should call my friends as well. So I can
Yeah,
totally
of
see
course.
that in people, that they are listening to music or playing games,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, they get the
Yeah,
feeling
of
of,
course.
of the people who made this music or a game
Mm-hmm.
or anything that comes to arts happen, and they can change, or they
It's the
can
art.
make decisions for that. Yeah.
It's the beauty of the art
Yeah,
that
true.
you can. It's that some film, some movie, some album or game can be a life changing
Yeah,
experience.
but I can
Like,
tell you, you should really try to, like, get back to your friend, because I
yeah,
felt your
I
your
try.
you
I try.
being sad about it. So,
I try every few months.
oh, okay.
I
I'm
will.
sorry
I'll
to
try
hear that.
it.
I'm sorry to hear that. But I
Oh, no
think
problem.
every one of us, like, has those stories to tell about friends, losing
For
friends,
sure.
and
For sure.
not being able to, relive the good old days. Yeah.
Yeah, everything sometimes ends. I had I were on the like movie yesterday. It was Howl's Moving
Oh,
Castle. Sorry.
okay.
So the Ghibli
Studio
movie.
Ghibli, yeah, or Ghibli, yeah.
Ghibli. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure how they
So
pronounce it neither.
I'm
So,
not sure. I'm not sure either. So it was in the cinema because there is like the series of the old movies in the big multiplex, like
okay.
very big cinema. I saw it for the first time, and it was very good. But I was like, there were some like parts of like there were like some vibes of this, like that sometimes things end, and we should like let go of this, and that's why I feel like
To be
I'm
honest,
not
I
saying.
never understood why people say that, because, like, in my opinion, as far as
Mhm,
I can see, I spoke to a lot of people about this, and I feel like most people are saying that they would like to let it go, and they're trying to run away
mhm,
from their past memories. But to be
mhm,
honest, nobody is willing to close down totally. And they do not want even to do that. They just
mhm,
tend to do that. That's why they, for example, use drugs, drink alcohol, and go
mhm.
to
But
places they should not visit. They might not visit if they do not have those
mhm,
problems or past memories that they are sad about. And I think that most people are do not want to close those parts of
mhm.
their life. They are
Yeah, they
just
don't.
they just have to. They just have to. Like you
They
said,
just
they
have
have
to.
to
Yeah.
move on. But it's not like a okay
It's
thing
a good
that they are not
decision.
happy with
Mhm,
that with it. So
mhm,
yeah, and I think that a lot of people about it are lying to themselves. I feel like a lot of
mhm,
people are. So it's, in my opinion, it's like, if you totally understand your past, that's when you
mhm,
can say, okay, I'm chill about it now. Like,
mhm,
I get it why it happens. For example, losing somebody, but
mhm,
still, it will be there for you. Like, I hate the fact that some people say that they trying to close down their part of the heart or feelings about if they have lost someone. It's stupid. Like, come on, if you love the person who you have lost, you cannot close it. Like, come on, it's just stupid. Of, for example, somebody
yeah.
losing his or her parents, like, it's stupid to say, okay, I will close this part of my life down. You cannot do that. You, of course, you will have to live forward of your life and do the things that you are into, but still, that's why a lot of people are, even the best example is probably with the biggest names in the industry of music, who lost their parents or brothers or sisters, and they are still making music, but they are still not happy. They are still
Mhm.
doing drugs. They're still, like, alcoholic. Why? That's why, because
No.
even they have a lot of money, they are sad that they cannot show it to their mother or
Mhm.
their father who they lost. So
No, I think, but for example, you get the good example. For example, when someone loses their parents and they like miss them, the parents.
yeah,
What what would you say? What should I do? If not, they close the doors. If not, like
you should you
kinda
should you should you should
let's
try to
say goodbye.
you should try to understand it, and you should try
Mhm,
to relive their memories through you, and you should also make art. that's how everyone does that. Yeah, but it's not closing. Like making a piece of art is not closing. Like if you
Mhm.
put your feelings about losing somebody into a song, it's not closing. It's giving them a chance to live
Mhm.
through. That's what I was saying. Not
Okay.
just in your heart, but for other people to see that you cared about that person. But people tend to say the things different that they think of those things. Like I can see
Mhm.
the people nowadays that they say that okay, I'm closing this, but they are not closing in total. They
Mhm.
are moving on with those past feelings, and that's what I feel like it's a very stupid thing to do, because like I'm not
Mhm.
saying that like it's a win-win situation for anyone who is making art. Okay, it's easier to understand that somebody has passed away. It won't be. It won't be. It won't take away your feeling. But I remember my mother told me once that there was this guy who was designing clothes for people who were casted in Lord of the Rings movies, and he was a
Mhm.
very famous person for making we could say cosplay. It's not cosplay, but it's like designing, you know, these very special clothes for movies. And he
Mhm.
was a very famous person about it in that industry. And he was also very rich. He was also very happy. And
Mhm.
after his mother died, he killed himself. And I think in one end, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but in one end, I can relate to him. I
Mhm.
especially I think like for those people who have very close relations to their parents, to their family, to
Mhm.
their, for example, girlfriend, boyfriend, friends, it can hit you very hard that you won't be able to understand it. And I think that's the you asked me what to do. I would say you have to understand yourself and your
Mhm.
feelings about it, because if
Mhm.
you are trying to understand yourself and your feelings, then you can live with those moments and not let it go. Because I'm telling you, these people, of course, especially our parents, if they pass away, we have to like give them gratitude that we are here on earth by them, you know.
Mhm.
It's not about, you know, letting them go. It's like giving them a gratitude and live their life through. I mean, not totally theirs, of course, because we are living our life. But there was a very good movie about it. I cannot recall the actor's name, but it was about like father had like 3 or 4 different sons in a very like poor neighborhood, and they every one of them tried to be different from their father because he was a drinker. And it was very nice to see the ending, the closing picture of the movie, that the son of this father who killed himself, the father killed himself, and the son was realizing that he was never everything else than his father. He just tried or pretended to be. So, in my opinion, we are always like our parents. We are just pretending to be others, but at the end of the day, we are not others. We just make different choices. You know, that makes us, of course, a bit of another person than their parents, or than
Mhm.
our parents, sorry. But still, we have those, you know, cliches that our parents did, or mistakes, or good things in our lives. So, and that's why I say that we shouldn't let it go, in my opinion, at least. I know it's a very harsh opinion to say that, but
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know. People are like I said before, people are just tend to think first thing that they
Mhm.
okay, they not letting it go, but they say
Mhm.
another thing because it's easier, you know, to say everyone okay, I'm fine. It's like every conversation starts, okay, how are you? I'm fine. But of course you're not fine, you know. And yeah, it's the okay, I'm fine type of thing, and it's very similar for that. So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree to the point of the where you said about the parents thing, but hmm, that you should understand yourself
Yeah,
at the first place. It's very
I can tell my
very much.
example. I lost my grandfather when I was 12. Uh, I I I loved him so much, and I still love him. He's
Mhm.
such an important person and also an idol to me. And
Mhm.
with him, I've always felt like I've lost a little bit of my childhood as well. But I'm always trying to secure that, you know, throughout of him, because I had so
Yeah.
much influence from my childhood, and I have been growing up in such a lovely parenthood by my mother, grandmother, and by him. And I
Mhm.
feel like I'm always trying to secure this positive energy throughout his memories, you know. I could also, like, say, okay, I'm into drugs, I'm sad about him dying, but come on, man, that's not the case. It's stupid being like, broke yourself down to a level where you
Mhm.
cannot find that person anymore, because it's a similar being down or in a very down level and being high on a very high level, saying you're still going forward with those memories. Like
Mhm.
it's a one way, you're not. That's why I'm always saying that past does not go away. It's
Mhm.
in our head and in our heart. So yeah.
Yeah, that's very wise words. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree because yeah, I said something different, but I agree with you.
Yeah. And that's why I love your attitude to songs that you mentioned, that your favorite songs or
Mhm.
favorite mixtape is about your good friend that you're missing. And I could hear that you're sad just by speaking about him. It's a very nice
Mhm.
thing to hear that you are so open about it. And that's why I was telling you to try to contact him. But because I always believe that if we are sad about a person who still lives and not passed away, we should get in contact to him, even if you will, argue with him for like I don't know 1 year or so. But you
Mhm.
still should do that. It might not be the golden era of your friendship, but like, yeah, still
Yeah,
still
I
it's
don't say that we will never have a contact again, but
yeah.
right now I'm just in the place that I know I should give him some space. I know for sure this, but I give some I give some signs that I give him some signs that I really would like to record another mixtape, for example.
I see. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. That's maybe let's finish this this topic here.
okay. Is
Any
there
other
any more
questions?
questions? Let us know. Lukac is saying, you know what my mother told me? My mother told me someday I will buy my galleys with good oars, sail to distant shores. Yeah. Red Hot Chili Peppers have this vibe too. Music seems chill, but lyrics are deep and often about serious topics. Yeah, exactly. It's got psychological resilience that you can easily go on with your life after a traumatic experience. Some people have high resiliences, some have low. It really depends on their mental. Yeah, true. But I wasn't talking
Yeah.
about resilience. So it wasn't like, in my opinion, it's not just about resilience. It's more of
Mhm.
like, resilience is like not pretending not to care, but in
Mhm.
their back end of their head and their heart, I think all people care. Like it's very easy to pretend that people are not caring about something. It's
Mhm.
like, but it's not their true nature. So everyone has some good feelings and sad feelings, and they might not show it to others or to
Mhm.
anyone, just in, for themselves. That's why people always saying that these people are cry at night or crying at night, when they are going to bed. Yeah, you have to go through every stage of grief to move on with your life, and your life never will be the same, of course, but you can create a new reality based on your experience. I mean, yes, but I still say that people should. So in my opinion, like, and let's go closing this topic because
Yeah.
it's a hard
Yeah.
topic. That we are every one of us are revisiting these topics,
Mhm.
just like you, because you are making
Yeah.
music about sad
Yeah.
memories. So it's, even if you would say that, okay, I'm closing down, I'm very strict about it, there will be times where you are, alone and thinking about, for example, your friends, and okay, let's do music. And I think everyone does that, like, even if not on a daily basis, like every day, all day, every day, every year. But for example, I don't know, in 2 years there is one day click, and okay,
Mhm.
something reminds you of someone, and okay, let's say,
Yeah.
okay, let's think of that
Like
topic.
I agree with the stages of grief, and I agree with you about discovery of yourself and understanding yourself, your feelings better. So yeah, I'm kind of yeah.
Yeah,
Both things are very important.
yeah, true. Okay, if anyone has any question, let us know. We discussed a lot of topics here,
Yeah.
and thank you, by the way, for being so open-minded
Oh,
about
my pleasure.
everything. Thank you,
My
thank you.
pleasure. I didn't. I think. I think I never had a chance to show my almost full library of games to someone to so many
Now you
people.
had the chance. Now you had the chance.
Yeah,
Nice.
because it's, yeah, as you can see, it's my passion.
And yeah, hopefully I'm. So yeah, as a closing like thought of mine,
Hmm.
I really hope that you will be able to find first of all your inner peace, because I can see that you're still trying to find it, and I totally relate to that. And also like I'm very very happy about that you want to go to work for the music and game industry as well.
Trying to.
And I'm sure that you will make it. So yeah, and I like I said, I will try to help you with that. Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
And hopefully
Thank
this interview will be seen by a lot of developers, and they will say, okay, let's try this guy out. He has a lot of
Right.
things to say. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay. So yeah, anyone, let us know. Let us know. I will wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Let us know, and if not, then probably we'll be closing our
Mhm.
interview for today. But hey, let's keep in touch and
Yeah, of course, of
never
course.
know. We can.
I hope that I don't know if in some time we could make another interview
Yeah, true. If you
about
have another
about
song
what
or
changed,
mixtape
for
on
example.
album, let us know. Let us know. And yeah, I'm telling you, you should be making these game streams too,
Mm-hmm.
because they are rare these days that people are like
Mm-hmm.
showing this classical stuff that cannot
Mm-hmm.
be found on the internet to download and play.
Yeah, it's a
So
fun idea.
and it can also grow your community,
Of course,
so
of
you
course.
never know,
Right now,
those people
yeah.
who might tend to be in your stream or to your videos, they might like your songs as well, so you never know.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course. It's a way of building a community,
true,
right?
true, true.
Mm. Community is the key.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so anyone, any question, any question, please let us know. Please let us know. Probably everyone got tired of us speaking so many hours, but that's great. I
Mm.
mean, that's great if somebody is willing to speak that much, and I'm totally down to that as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful that you're here with us and you were here with us. So yeah,
Yeah, it's very nice talking to you.
it's
We
for me
really like
too.
many topics,
Yeah,
so I really like.
I will take
I,
you like for 1 or 2 minutes after the stream if it's
mm,
okay, of
okay,
course.
yeah, of
I,
course.
I still have to tell you something, but yeah. Okay, everyone, if nobody has a question, uh, then we will close here. But of course, like I said, if anything comes up, a new album or a new job
I'll
as
let
a
you know.
video game music
I'll let you
composer,
know. Yeah,
then we will meet again for sure. So we will keep in touch. And yeah,
we
thanks
have.
everyone for being here. Make sure you follow my friend on his socials everywhere, listen to his music, and who knows, he might take my
Should I should I
choice and
should I
make.
link my link tree or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, do that. Yeah, do
Okay,
that, do that, please. Yeah, yeah.
at the end, yeah. So 1 second.
And you should also send me all of your links so I can let
Yeah, yeah,
everyone
yeah.
know.
I will do this. I'm right now. 1 second. Yeah, here is the link to my, like my link tree. So here are my
You
all
should send
links.
everyone you want to promote for sure.
Sorry?
Yeah, you should send every link that you would like to promote, like I told you.
Yeah, like I am sending right now the link for the link tree.
Okay, that
There's
works.
everything. Did it? Did I send this? Did you get this or not?
No, it's not in my chat.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is
Correct.
asking, Noble Stylist Noble is asking, what
Mhm.
is your take for games like Journey and Rhyme? Have you played Journey and Rhyme and
I
their
play.
music?
It's I'm played a little bit of Journey and I know Rhyme, and it's kind of like vibe music, right? So it's like it's changing, adjusting to the right. It's about this.
Yeah.
It's like the adjusting music to the something going on the screen, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very vibey game, and I really like those. I really like those vibes. I played something called Flower. I think it was
Yeah. Yeah. It
before
was
the.
their very
It was
first
it's
game, if I'm
beautiful,
correct.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful games. The music is also very like. This is the thing that we you said about the life changing experience, right?
Yeah.
So the whole like the music with the not like specific like very specific gameplay, right? So it's not very common, like very few a bit weird things like the ambient music, right? And nondescript a bit nondescript gameplay together. They they can make you feel more calmer. They can feel you. They can make you feel like they can calm you just like this.
Yeah.
So I think this music is very it's not for everybody for sure, right? But it can be more life changing than just the music in Assassin's Creed, for example.
True. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like about the music,
Yeah.
just about the music,
Yeah.
it can be very life changing
Yeah. I
experience.
agree with you on that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I have some trouble sending the link, so maybe I'll link it to you.
Yeah.
Maybe
Link it to me, and I will invite you to our
maybe
Discord server, and I will
link it to
link.
Discord. Maybe
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
sorry, I have this. Oh, here.
Send me on Discord, and I will link it to my
Yeah.
channel as
So
well.
right now, 1 second.
Okay.
Here it is. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can send
Nice.
it to chat, and it will be all set up.
Thank you. Okay.
There are my Instagram, YouTube,
Nice.
everything.
Nice. 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 Okay. I will spam it. It's easier. Yeah, somebody already did. Highlights. Nice. Over the link. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thanks
Yeah,
again
like I
for
said,
having me.
everyone, please make sure follow him and then check out his stuff. And yeah, hopefully we can meet early this year
We
in the
will, we
future
will.
again. And yeah, let's talk about.
I'll give you the update
Yeah,
on
thank
everything.
you, thank you. Okay, everyone, thanks for being here. And yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed it.